Commissioner whose interest in the ladies sometimes overshadows his interest in civic affairs. His name is a familiar one, Throckmorton P. Gildersleeve, and he'll pursue his adventures tomorrow night when NBC Radio presents another comic episode of The Great Gildersleeve. So when you hear the familiar voice and hearty laugh of the Water Commissioner from Summerfield tomorrow, why, stay tuned and enjoy another romantic scramble with the one and only The Great Gildersleeve on this NBC station. And now stay tuned for X-1 on NBC. Countdown for blast-off. X-5, 4, 3, 2, X-1, fire. From the far horizons of the unknown come transcribed tales of new dimensions in time and space. These are stories of the future, adventures in which you'll live in a million, could be years, on 1,000 maybe worlds. The National Broadcasting Company, in cooperation with Galaxy Science Fiction Magazine, presents X-1.
Tonight's story, The Sea Shoot, by Isaac Asimov.
We were on our way home to Earth when it happened. 6 of us, coming home as passengers aboard the merchant spaceship Starfire, at the start of the Second Interstellar War, the one between Earth and the planet Chloro. And then it happened.
Now hear this. Condition red. Condition red. We are under attack from a Chloran battlecruiser. All hands forward to battle stations. Passengers will remain confined to the after cabin. Condition red. We are being attacked.
The interception by the Chloran cruiser, the murderous running duel of energy blasts and force field defenses. We huddled in the passengers' after cabin, terrified, not knowing how the battle was going. We could hear the desperate bursts of steam through the steering tubes as the Starfire maneuvered to dodge the enemy attacks. And then...
Now what?
The beginning of the end, you might call it.
Well, what does it mean, Stuart? You were a space pilot?
It means our generators have been drained of energy. We can't fight back.
But,
All right,
monsieur,
don't worry. They won't destroy us. They need our ship too badly. They'll simply board us and take over.
But what about the crew?
The crew, Colonel? If they have any sense, they'll surrender. If they choose to fight, they'll... Now, they're coming aboard. Now, be very still.
Oh, Mother in heaven, help us.
Be still. If only those fools on deck will surrender without a struggle.
They are fighting.
Yes, it's the end.
We've got to help them.
All right, don't open that door.
We just can't let them die.
You can't help them.
I'm going. Stop him.
All right.
Aristide.
Shut the door quickly.
Aristide, my brother.
That poor fool.
I'll get them. My brother, I swear to you, I'll get them.
Yeah, you better cover his body.
The brutes. The monstrous green-skinned brutes.
They're no more brutes than we are, Colonel. This is a war.
Are you defending them?
I'm merely pointing out the facts.
I ought to strangle you.
Why not save it for the Chloros?
I will. I promise you I will.
Well, they're probably deciding right now what to do with us. We might as well settle down and wait. We sat there, the 5 of us, and listened while the Chloran invaders killed off the members of the Starfire's crew. Among us was Colonel Anthony Wyndham, an old Colonel Blimp type with a lame leg. Wyndham had spent his life in the militia back on Earth, but had never seen a battle. There was Demetrius Poliorkitis, who had just watched his brother being killed by a chlorocarbonizer. Polly was a huge man, He and his brother had tried truck farming in Arcturus and given it up after 2 seasons. Then there was LeBlanc, a sensitive, frightened young man of 22, and Randolph Mullen, who looked like somebody's caricature of a bookkeeper, a mild, balding, milquetoast little man. And there was myself, John Stewart. I was the only one who'd ever had contact with the Chloro people. I had a pair of artoplasm hands to prove it.
It is quiet now.
Yeah, they've finished with the crew.
Mr. Stewart,
Yes, Mr. Mullen.
what do you think will happen next?
Well, they'll put a prize crew of 2 aboard and take us to one of their home planets as prisoners of war.
Only 2 of the Chloros will stay aboard.
Well, 2 is all they'll need. Why, Colonel? You thinking of leading a gallant raid to retake the ship?
Well, simply a point of information, dash it.
All right, then let me give you another point of information. If you want to commit suicide quick, just open that bulkhead door. 3 steps inside, you'd fall on your face.
But why?
Don't you smell anything, LeBlanc? Get close to the door.
It smells like gas.
Yeah, it is gas. Chlorine gas. They breathe it like we breathe oxygen. They've chlorinated the whole crew's compartment. One big whiff of that and we'd all be dead. So just forget about rushing the Chloros.
How do you know so much about their habits, Stewart?
I lived on a Chloro planet for 6 months. You see these hands? They were mangled in the oxygenating machinery of my own quarters. They grew these artoplasm things and operated. They're weak, but at least I have hands again.
Monsieur Stewart,
Yeah.
will they kill us?
No.
Why do you say that?
Because, in their own way, they're gentlemen. Probably will be interned for the duration.
You call them gentlemen. After they killed my brother in cold blood, you call them gentlemen.
You know, Stewart, you sound more and more like a blasted Greenie sympathizer. Blasted, man. Where's your patriotism and loyalty?
My loyalty is where it belongs, with honesty and decency, regardless of the shape of the being it appears in. This is a ridiculous war. Why are we fighting these people? We can live only on planets with oxygen, and oxygen is poison to them. They can live only in chlorine atmosphere, which is deadly to us. Yet we're fighting them over a bunch of worthless asteroids that neither of us can live on comfortably.
Well, it's a matter of principle.
It's a matter of stupid pride and greed.
I don't like what you say, mister.
Why not?
Because you talk too nice about these greeny scum. They're good to you, eh? Well, they weren't good to my brother. They killed him. And I think maybe I'll kill you, you rotten greeny...
Mullen, grab him.
I can't break his hold.
They are coming in.
Foley, let him go.
They saved your life this time. But when I'm finished with them...
Quiet. I think they're opening the lock.
Well, don't get between us.
Foley, don't lose your head. They'll kill us all.
I greet you, Earthmen.
The Chloro was not a pleasant sight to anyone unused to him. He was about the height of an Earthman, but the top of him was just a green stalk with eyes. He was still wearing a spacesuit to protect him from the oxygen in our compartment. In one of his tendrils, he carried a chloran gun. As he stood in the doorway, I could see Poliorkita's eyes begin to glisten with rage. Then, with a bellow like a huge bull, he threw himself at the Chloro.
He is not dead, merely temporarily paralyzed. You 5 will remain together as prisoners of war. We expect to reach our own planet within several weeks, your time. There you will be interned for the duration of the war. If any of you attempts to leave this compartment, we shall be forced to destroy you. That is all I have to communicate.
Hadn't we better do something for Mr. Poliorkides?
Oh, he'll be all right. Just hoist him up in the cot. That's the idea. Hi, Polly. Can you hear me, you stupid brute?
His voice is coming back.
Now, I know what's going on in that thick skull of yours, Polly. You think that when the paralysis wears off, you'll ease your feelings by slamming me around some more. Well, if you do, it'll be curtains for all of us.
How do you mean, sir?
None of you know the Chloros the way I do. Unlike us, they assume automatically that any group of Earthmen they find together comprises a biological grouping, like an ant colony. The result is that they consider the group as something holy. Now, they'd never break us up. And if one of us did any harm to another, they'd have us all executed as a bunch of chlorotype perverts, a non-functioning group. So call all the names you want, but keep your hands to yourself or we're finished. My little speech had a sobering effect on the group. For the next 24 hours, we did little besides eat our rations and think. I tried to evaluate them. The colonel I had figured for an old windbag. Poliorcetes was a hate-filled brute. LeBlanc would crack first. He was like a frightened child. Mullen was a nonentity, a mouse instead of a man. Everything he did seemed prissyish. His voice had the quality of furtively rustling underbrush.
How long did you say the trip would take, Mr. Stewart?
Well, the chloro said about 2 weeks.
Gentlemen, if I may interrupt.
Colonel?
Now, it has occurred to me that perhaps you know of some weakness that might enable us to overcome these chloros.
The only weakness they've got is that they can't stand oxygen.
Oh, but there must be some way to get the best of them, man. After all, there are only
now, look,
two.
Before I answer, Colonel, I have to know your motive. Is it to save your own skin or help Earth win the war?
Oh, dash it, man, to help our side, of course. What we're looking for is the way to save the ship for Earth without losing our lives, yes?
Well, all right, let's take a vote then. LeBlanc?
I have a wife waiting on Earth, Mr. Stewart. I do not want to die.
Uh-huh. Hero number 1. What about you, Mullen?
I don't see how we could accomplish it without...
Hero number 2. Well, Poliorcetes?
When I kill Chloros, it will be with my bare hands. On their planet, I will kill dozens, I promise you.
3 down. Well, Colonel, don't you want to march to glory, an old militiaman like you?
Your attitude is very cynical and unbecoming, Stuart.
I see. Well, then I'll have to blow the ship up myself.
Stuart!
Don't worry, Colonel. I don't intend to be a dead hero.
Of course, there is a way we might do it.
What did you say, Mr. Mullen?
There's a spacesuit and magnetic boots stored in that locker over there. We might be able to reach the control room from the outside of the ship.
The outside? But how would we get outside?
Well, this compartment has a sea chute. It must.
What is a sea chute?
A sea chute, my boy, is a casualty chute. It doesn't get talked about much, but all the main compartments have them. They're just little airlocks down which you slide a corpse. Burial in space.
Oh, blast it, Mullen. Suppose you did get outside. How could you re-enter the ship?
Through the steam tubes, the ones they use to guide the ship.
Wait a minute, Mullen. What do you know about steam tubes? I thought you were a bookkeeper.
Well, on Arcturus, I got interested in spaceship models. I studied all about them. On my own time, of course.
Yeah, naturally.
At any rate, I learned that the steam tubes have an access vent directly to the control room for repairs and so forth.
And the chloros, they are in the control room.
What do you think, Stuart?
Well, it's a video sort of idea, but it might just work. We could get permission from the chloros to open the sea chute and bury Polly's brother. And one of us could slip into it, work forward, and climb up through the steam tube. The question being, which one?
What about you? You with your loud talk and your sneers.
I'm no hero, Polly. I've already said that. My object is to stay alive. The steam tube let go while you were in it, you'd be broiled like a lobster. Now, how about the colonel here?
If I were younger, blasted, I'd trounce you. You know very well with my injured leg.
Yeah, of course. Not to mention my artificial hands. Well, now, what unfortunate deformities do the rest of us have? Polly?
You just keep talking, Mr. Big Mouth, and pretty soon we'll kick your teeth in.
Of course, that's your standard reply to everything, isn't it? LeBlanc, will you do it?
I cannot.
Not even to get back to Denise?
Please, I cannot.
LeBlanc needn't go. I'll do it.
What?
After all, it is my idea.
Wait a minute. Are you serious, Mullen?
Yes.
Well, how? I don't understand. Why? Why you?
Well, it seems no one else will do it.
But that's no reason, man.
I can't think of any other.
Look here. Do you really intend to go through with it, sir?
Yes, I suppose I do.
Well, Dash it, man. Let me shake your hand. You're an Earthman, by heaven. You do this thing and win or die. I'll bear witness for you.
It was quite a moment. Mullen the mouse had suddenly turned into a man. He just stood there awkwardly while the colonel puffed his hand. Poliorcetes seemed stunned. LeBlanc was wide-eyed. And I? Well, I was in a peculiar position, one in which I rarely found myself. I had absolutely nothing to say.
That ought to bring them.
I hear one.
What is it, Earthman?
One member of our unit is dead, as you know. We request permission to jettison his body out of the casualty chute.
You may do so.
You'll have to open the chute lock from the control room.
I will do so. Is there anything else?
No, nothing else, thank you. Oh, boy. All right, come on now, we'll have to work fast. Mullen, get into a spacesuit from the emergency locker. Polly, help Mom with those magnetic boots.
Hurry.
I'm working as fast as I can. The arm, there.
All right, give me the helmet.
The helmet.
Okay. Now, Mullen, you better scratch your nose if you have to. It's your last chance for a while.
What about radio contact?
You can talk to us. We'll listen in on the helmet set in one of the other suits. The chloros won't have their set on the interphone frequency.
Wait a moment.
What for?
Dash it, what's he going to use for a weapon? He isn't big enough to fight them barehanded.
Ah, no, that's true. Well, how about one of those oxygen cylinders?
Good idea. Use it to bash them over the head.
Now, give him one of the cylinders equipped with a reducing valve. Now, look, Mullen, if your magnetic boots fail and you start drifting away into space, open this valve. See that? Now, you can use it like a miniature jet and try to blow yourself back to the ship. Understand?
I think so.
Well, I only hope it works. All right, here goes the helmet.
You'd better hurry. The light is on over the sea chute.
Yeah. All right. That means I've opened the lock. Here. Now, can you hear me? LeBlanc, give me that other space helmet.
Yes, here.
Let me switch on the radio. Can you hear me, Mullen?
I hear you.
Fine. Plenty of air?
Air's okay.
Uh-huh. Polly, open the sea chute. Okay, now help him in. All ready?
Ready?
Well, good luck. Close the chute. Pull the ejector valve. Now! He's out. Oh, God help him.
The light is out.
Yeah. The chloros have closed the chute lock.
I don't suppose he has much of a chance.
No.
Do you think he knew it?
I don't know. I just don't know.
Should I try to contact him on the radio?
Yes, I think... Wait a minute.
What is it?
Listen, the chloro's coming.
Good Lord. He's sure to miss Mullen.
Yeah, wait. Polly, get your brother's body on the cot. Put a blanket over it. Pretend it's Mullen asleep. Polly, for heaven's sake.
My brother.
All right, you've got to do it, man. It's our only chance. Listen, if Mullen could go out there and
Very
risk his...
well. I will do it.
Earthman,
Yes.
you have jettisoned the body.
Yes.
Good. Is there something further we can do?
No, We are very tired. Our grief is very great at losing one of our unit. We would like to rest alone.
I will respect your wishes. I see that one of your units sleeps already.
Yes, Mr. Mullen was overcome with grief.
I leave you.
Oh, brother. Polly, I thought sure you were going to rush him.
With that brave little guy out there. What do you think I am, anyway? And to think I laughed at him makes me ashamed.
Yeah, I guess I've been saying some things that maybe weren't too funny. I owe all of you an apology.
Do you think it's safe to try the radio?
Yeah, we better. Hello? Hello, Mullen. Can you hear me?
Yes, I hear you.
Where are you?
I'm standing on the outside of the ship.
All right, now take care. One misstep and you'll be marooned in space. Now, can you find the steam tubes?
I think I've found one of them already. I can feel the rim. I just hope it doesn't let go when I get inside.
Be careful.
I'm going into the tube now. I can feel the ladder rungs they use to repair the inside.
Yeah, well, keep in contact.
I'm in the tube now.
Good Lord. They've let go with a blast.
Oh, well, it may be the starboard tubes. Mullen!
Still here. They use the other tubes, fortunately. Now, if they don't try to correct for over-deflection...
Yeah, keep moving.
I seem to be... Wait. Yes, I'm at the end of the tube now, where it opens into the control room.
Good. Now, look, there's a small metal door there. Can you feel it?
Yes, I'm afraid it's locked from the other side.
Oh.
I can't budge it.
Mullen, listen to me.
Stewart, I'm scared. I'm terribly scared.
Yeah, all right. Now, hang on. Don't blow up. Listen to me. Are you listening?
Yes.
Take the spare oxygen tank. Bang on the metal door that leads to the control room. The chloros are bound to hear you. When one of them comes to investigate, try to hit him with a cylinder. Now, aim for the stalk on top of his body. Try to blind him. Will you do that?
I'll try.
Well, now, go on. Only one can come. The other will stay at the controls. Now, start banging. Any luck?
No, Wait, I hear something. Something's opening the lock. The door now. I hear... Ah!
Mullen, what happened? Mullen, can you hear me? Mullen! Mullen! Oh, it's no use. They must have gotten him.
Yeah, he was one brave little guy, that one.
But suppose they have just got him in the control room. I mean, maybe he's not dead.
Well,
then maybe one of us could rush them. We could bang on the door and jump the chloro.
well, the first guy would be a cinch to die.
Well, I would be willing to take the chance.
You?
Why not? I could try.
Not you. I'm the strongest. I do it.
Now, listen, you chaps. I'm an old man. I've got nothing to live for anyway. Suppose I throw myself at the ray gun.
Wait a minute, what's going on here? 20 minutes ago, there wasn't one of you who'd risk his little finger to get us out of here. Now you're falling all over each other.
Maybe Mr. Mullen teaches us a lesson, huh?
Yeah. Okay, Polly, give me the wrench. I'll start banging on the door. They say that selflessness is contagious. I guess maybe it is. I'd been a cynic all my life, a man who believed in nothing. Well, I'd come face to face with 4 human beings who proved that I'd been living a lie. I knew what I was going to do now. When the chloro came to investigate our compartment, I had it all planned. If only my poor, weak hands would hold out long enough. Ready?
Ready.
Here goes. That should bring him.
Try again.
Wait, listen. Shh. It's at the door.
Get ready.
It's opening the lock.
For poor old Mullen now.
Steady. No!
Let him have it!
Wait! Stop it! It's not the chloro!
Wait!
Good Lord. It's Mullen.
Here, get the helmet off. That's it. All right, now lift. Mullen, are you all right?
I seem to be quite all right.
Well, the chloros.
Both dead. At least I hope so.
Well, what happened?
Well, I banged on the steam tube hatch and a chloro opened it.
Yeah?
I hit him with a cylinder. It blinded him, I guess, but didn't kill him. He grabbed me and pulled me into the cabin. In the struggle, he broke my transmitter. That's why I couldn't talk to you. Finally, I managed to club him down.
Well, what about the other one?
The other one almost got me. It must have heard the scuffle and came into the cabin with a ray gun. What I did, I guess, was pure reflex. The cabin atmosphere was chlorine, of course, and the greenie didn't have a spacesuit on. Uh-huh. So I just turned on the oxygen valve in that spare tube. It was like spraying an insect with poison.
Well, you're a brave man, Mullen. I'd have been scared to death. Mullen, what is it? Mullen. An hour later, false hands and all, I was at the controls of the ship, headed for Earth. We'd gotten rid of the chlorinating equipment and restored the oxygen naturally. Mullen was asleep in the cabin under a sedative, or so I thought until the cabin door opened. Mullen, for Pete's sake, get back to bed.
No, I'm quite all right now, really. Do you mind if I watch how you operate the ship?
No, not at all. Sit down. You know, I guess I owe you an apology. I didn't think too much of you.
That's your privilege.
No, it isn't anybody's privilege, Mullen, to despise another. For years now, I've abandoned hope of finding any decency in human beings. I owe you a vote of thanks.
You embarrass me, Mr. Stewart. I didn't do it for any heroic reasons, I assure you. Far from it.
Well, why did you do it, Mullen? That puzzles me very much.
Well, Mr. Stewart, I'm a bookkeeper. 17 years ago, I left Earth to work on Arcturus. I never made much impression on anybody on Earth, although I wanted very much to have people like me. Well, about a year ago, I started to write to my family again. Don't ask me why. And then I asked for a leave of absence to go home after 17 years.
Well, I still don't understand. It wasn't patriotism or love of a woman or money or any of those things. What was it?
Mr. Stewart, haven't you ever been homesick?
You have just heard X-1, presented by the National Broadcasting Company in cooperation with Galaxy's science fiction magazine, which this month features A Gun for Dinosaur by L. Sprague de Camp, a story of hunters in the bloodiest and most ferocious arena of all prehistoric Earth, where hunting reptile heavyweights is no job for human lightweights. Galaxy Magazine on your newsstand today. Tonight, by transcription, X-1 has brought you The Sea Shoot, a story from the pages of Galaxy, written by Isaac Asimov and adapted for radio by George Lefferts. Featured in the cast were Lyle Sudrow, Stan Early, Bob Hastings, Mercer McLeod, Danny Ocko, and John Gibson. Your announcer, Bill McCord. X-1 was directed by Daniel Sutter and is an NBC Radio Network production.
Next week, on a distant planet in a forgotten colony of Earth, a man is ordered to commit a murder. Listen to Skulk.
Good morning, weirdos. Good morning, Joey. How you doing, brother? Thanks for stopping by. I am wiped out, man. Whatever I got, the flu or whatever, it's killing me. Alright, it's not that bad. I'm just so freaking drained. Good stuff. I have been craving coffee since yesterday's nap. It was really bad yesterday. I could not stay awake for shit. For shit. Totally. But I'm awake now. Unfortunately, I've gotten way too much sleep. Yesterday, I didn't want to do anything. I was NyQuil'd out in the morning, and then by the afternoon, I was just devastated, man. It was just too much tired, right? Someone with insomnia, sleep kind of stuff is not fun. It is not fun at all. It's just not good. It's just not good at all. Nevertheless, here I am. Well, I wanted to do a show last night, but I was just so drained. Had I got up and had some coffee, I might have been able to pull it off. But I just decided, fuck it. And I just rolled back over, turned the alarm off, and went right back to bed. So at 4 in the afternoon yesterday, my alarm was supposed to wake me up to start my pre-show for the Nighttime Nonsense and Nostalgia. And I just said, screw it. You'll have to watch a rerun. Oy. Great stuff. I got to hang out and watch TV with the wife, which is always fun. So there's that. What did we do? I watched some of that Lower Decks Star Trek animated series. Funny stuff. Whether you like Star Trek or not, Lower Decks is hilarious because they just destroy everything Star Trek. Every episode, they just rip it apart. And it's hilarious. And it's produced by Eugene Roddenberry, which I would believe to be the son or grandson of the original Eugene Roddenberry. Gene Roddenberry, the producer, writer, director, creator of Star Trek. Totally. Did anyone listen to the morning X-1 that was on? One of my favorite episodes about the chlorels, the planet of greeny, like plant-like aliens, right? A stalk with eyes, and they breathe methane and chlorine and stuff, right? And oxygen is fatal, just like chlorine is fatal to us, right? But it's a good, great episode of X-1. It's really cool. You'll have to check it out in the playlist. Check it out in the playlist there. Now, today at 8 o'clock, Skulking Permit, I believe, is, Skulking Permit is premiering at 8 o'clock this morning. Now, that one you don't want to miss. Skulking Permit is about colonists on a planet that have been separated from Earth, completely cut off for 200 years. And while the rest of the universe and Earth and all the other humans around have evolved, this planet, 200 years, has just kind of gone backwards, and they're kind of a hillbilly community, right? And they want to know how to fit in with these humans that are going to come see them again, right? After all these decades, they're finally going to get a visit from humanity, and they want to know how to fit in, right? And the way they go about fitting in is just hilarious. Great stuff. Great stuff. I hope you enjoyed last night's episode of That's Incredible. I haven't had a chance to see it yet. The great part about having all of this stuff up on YouTube, especially the things that I haven't seen, which is a lot of the movie stuff, TV stuff. The great part about it is that I can just flip on YouTube anywhere I'm at and watch it, whether for the 100th time or the first time. Cool stuff. So you guys can do the same thing. Just turn it on and go through the almost 400 videos in the playlist and check it out. I put in a claim, copyright claim plea, right, just to YouTube about Night of the Living Dead. Basically, it just said, hey, it's public domain. I shouldn't have to fight for something that's public domain because some idiot decides to put a claim on it and then comes at me and says, hey, you can't use that because I put a claim on it. Neither. I don't get it. You know. And by some idiot, I mean somebody who has no fucking clue what public domain means. I mean, obviously. You know. Oh, that's a movie. You can't use that. Claim. And you can't claim on it. It's not yours, so you can't claim on it. You know. I'm going to try to do a show tonight. It all depends on how I feel this afternoon. I usually wake up feeling pretty good and then kind of go downhill all day long. Hopefully, with the coffee and breakfast and a little more rest, I will totally be up for nighttime nonsense and nostalgia at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time here on the West Coast. Ooh, I actually got out to Walgreens yesterday, and I had some things printed, one of which was my photograph of me with Starcrawler. So there's me in the middle with the red shirt, and there's Starcrawler, the Bush Boys. Is that what they are? Billy Bush. And oh man, they are just so cool. They're such cool people. Anyway, I got that, and I got something else printed out. I can't show you because it's a surprise. But yeah, totally. I was totally excited to finally get those printed out. And when it's like, okay, now I gotta print out this, and I gotta print out that, and I gotta print out this. So I'm gonna put these in little cool little frames, 8 by 10 frames, and hang them up. You know, here's when I met Starcrawler, here's when I met Big Sandy, and here's when I met Ben Harper and his daughter, and, you know, I'm going to do it like that. And not just, it's like, okay, here's a famous person that I got to meet, but here's somebody who's has no fame at all, yet I got to hang out with him, right? So I'm going to put pictures of me with average people that I've hung out with, right? Friends and whatnot, and that right up alongside with the celebrity photos. I think that's kind of cool. Isn't it nice? I like that. Your photo's going to go up there right alongside that, you and me together in that photograph. That'll be cool. Speaking of, I finally have the final element to pack up my first box to ship. I've been putting this box together like forever, right? And it's like I can't seal up the box and send it until I feel like, okay, it's got a complete, until it's complete, right? It's got to say something, and if it doesn't have all the elements to say what I want to say, then it's just a box full of things. So, yeah, final elements going into the box. I'm probably going to pack it up today, try to get it out and ship, today or by Monday probably. You know, I'm trying to do this on a casual budget. I can't break the bank playing on YouTube, so I just try to do everything casually. Don't rush. I can't be in a rush to spend money that I don't have, right? But hey, it's cool. It's cool. I can't wait. I'll get this package sent off, and then I can work on the next little package, which will be really cool. to a couple of people that I haven't seen in a long time. So, as you can probably hear by the rattle in my throat, I am still sick. This is usually the way it works. Usually the way it works is I start to get sick, and I have one day where it looks like I'm going to get really sick, and then I do a bunch of food and vitamins and stuff and bring it back down. And then I stay like this kind of sick for a little while. And then while everything is still on the mend, I get this horrendous throat sound, this lung thing going on that's going to stick around for weeks. Everything else will be fine, but I will have this yuck that'll stick around for weeks. And it's more than just a rattle. It's kind of a pain, like the pain you get in your lungs when you're breathing in smog, right? That kind of a pain is what I've got in my lungs right now. It's that exact pain that you get from breathing in a lot of smog. Yeah, that's where I'm at right now. A lot of fun. It hasn't stopped me from smoking, mainly because it's not a drag. I mean, if it was like, I've had this shit before, where you're like, oh man, I'm not gonna be able to smoke. Bring on the edibles, and I've had to do that. This is not one of those times. I'm sure that at some point it may become one of those times if it gets any worse. But I think I'm on the mend. I feel like I'm on the mend, I'm coming back, baby. Baby. Did a great episode of Barnaby Jones last night. I really dig Barnaby Jones. It's really cool stuff. Jeffrey Lewis was in the episode. Did anybody remember Jeffrey Lewis? Joffrey? Does anybody remember Jeffrey Lewis? All right, who this guy is. If you've ever seen, a Clint Eastwood movie from the late 70s, early 80s, then you've probably seen Jeffrey Lewis. He was kind of a Clint Eastwood player, all right, like Orson Welles had the Mercury Theater Players, all right, and he had a bunch of different people. Agnes Moorehead was one of those Mercury Theater Players. Well, Joffrey. I say Joffrey because that's how it's spelled. Geoffrey. Joffrey. So Jeffrey Lewis is an American actor about Clint Eastwood's age, who starred in a bunch of Clint Eastwood's stuff. Yeah, just a ton of Every Which Way with Loose, Every Which Way You Can. Let's see, there was that one where he played the cowboy in like a carnival show. Oh, what the hell was that one called? Oh, I don't fucking remember. But he was in a bunch of those Clint Eastwood flicks. Kind of a kooky character. Great voice. Let's see, I can do this because this is where I'm at. I'm at my computers. Yeah. Totally. So if you've ever wondered about an actor or actress or movie or TV show, or you can go to IMDb, Internet Movie Database, right? Joffrey Lewis, there he is, Jeffrey Lewis. All right, American actor. He died in 2015, unfortunately. And let me see if I can get us a photograph of Jeffrey Lewis here. All right, so here's Jeffrey Lewis. This is Jeffrey Lewis, the great American character actor. Macon County Line, yep, Every Which Way But Loose. He's just been in a ton of stuff. There he is. All right, now look at that face. Everybody remembers that face, right? Jeffrey Lewis. Oh, yeah, which one is that? Ooh, that's scary. Ooh. 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 Ah, look, George Kennedy. George Kennedy. George Kennedy again. Looks like they was in a good movie together there. Yeah, he's been in some weird stuff. Great actor, though. There he is. And this would be Maverick, the movie Maverick with Mel Gibson, right? And James Garner, and of course, here's the scene with oh, what's his name? Oh man, I hate it when that happens. The names just come and they go. He starred together with this guy, right? Mel Gibson, Mel Gibson, and Danny Glover. That's it. Lethal Weapon. That's it. And here's Jeffrey Lewis, the guy with all the money in that movie. So yeah, there you go. There's that. There's Jeffrey Lewis. Oh wow, there. That's a good shot of Jeffrey Lewis. And this girl here, who is the wife in the Vacation series. I can't remember her name. Of course, it'll come to me later. So yeah, totally. Jeffrey Lewis, great American character actor. Funny guy, serious guy, funny guy. Everything that he did with Clint Eastwood was just magic, right? They were like really good together. Really, really good. It's good stuff. Good stuff. Totally. You know, the worst part about being sick is this overwhelming feeling of bleh. That's the worst part. You know, being so fucking drained that I get winded just going from here to warm up my coffee. You know? My head feels like a bobblehead, right? Wait. Well, there's that. Oh yeah. There. Man. Is the heat on? It is hot in here. Damn. I had to crank it up. I had to crank up the air. Sorry, people. Big dog. The dogs got a bath yesterday. That was so cool. Like cuddling up with really, really soft, clean puppies. Oh, that was so nice yesterday. You go in to take a nap and you're just a dog pile of all of this clean fur. It was so nice. It was so nice. Big dog here. She needs a bath yet. It was too hot to go outside. She's too big, so she can't fit in the bathroom. So we got to take her outside to do it. It was just too hot, right? And yeah, so come hell or high water, the dog's getting a bath today. It's been much too long since she's had a bath. I think the other dogs have had a bath like twice since she's had a bath, and they only get a bath like every 6 months, which is going to change. Find a good shampoo that they can have and every couple of weeks, man. You know, they're inside dogs. Let's give them a bath every couple of weeks. Whatever their fur and their skin can take, let's do that. All right. I don't want to push it, but yeah, I like clean puppies. I like clean puppies. I mean, don't get me wrong, they are probably the cleanest dogs in the world because they're, you know, inside dogs. And Sam is such a good guy. He makes sure everybody is always clean. Time to warm it up. Time to warm it up. All right, don't nobody go nowhere. And then when I get back, we'll do some weird stuff. How's that? I was just looking at I got a bag of, a package of cookies. Some off-brand Nutter Butters, right? Because they were out of Nutter Butters. It's like, I guess no Nutter Butters. All right, guess I'll try the Great Value brand. I guess they must be good. I haven't had one yet, and the pack's almost gone, so that's good. Usually I'm the only one eating a pack of cookies around here. Probably Charlie, which is awesome, because it's screwed up to be at somebody's house and not want to do anything because you're afraid of, you know, oh, I shouldn't eat that, I shouldn't touch this, I should do that, I should stay here, that kind of thing. So it makes me feel really good now that Charlie is coming out and you know, make yourself something to eat, you know, get something to drink, get a snack, do this, do that, come out. You want to come out here and hang out, come out and hang out, watch TV, you want to do something, you want to go to the store, you know, it's like, come on, you know, don't stop living just because you're here, you know. In fact, live more, you know, do, you know, don't not do it more, do more of whatever it is you want to do at home. We'll do it here, shit, help yourself. Well, make out a grocery list for me so that I can bring you home foods and drinks that you definitely will enjoy. You know, that's the kind of guy that I am. You know, you are not just a, you know, a guest, but a family member, so to speak, right? So I'm going to do the best I can to help you feel as comfortable as possible, you know. Of course, it depends on the guest, right? You try to do that with somebody you're trying to help, and they just totally screw you over, you know. But it's not like that with Charlie, so it's totally different. Yeah. I want Charlie to stay, flat out. So I enjoy, I don't know, seeing my daughter happy, having a close friend around all the time, you know. I don't want them to get burned out on each other, but at the same time, you know, if it works, it works. You know? If it works, it works. If it doesn't, well, take a break, chill out. Things change. It's okay, it's all good. Charlie's going to be here until Charlie gets well enough to go home. Whenever that is. You know, and I'm going to do whatever I can to make that happen as soon as possible, but at the same time, ain't no rush. And I'm going to make this kid as comfortable as possible. It's just payback for all of the families that helped me out when I was a kid. That's all it is. You know, that me helping out someone is just payback. You know, I'm not paying it forward anymore. I'm beyond. I'm way past paying it forward. I'm looking at forward in the rearview mirror. So, yeah, I'm just paying back. You know, and I can't pay back a lot of those people who helped me back then. So, this is how I'm paying back. I tried to pay back. I tried to do payback to actual people from the past. People who, you know, it didn't really help me, but there was no one around to help them. So I had to step up to help them in the now, right? It didn't work out well. I got shit all over, but I would still do it again, you know. Just like I helped the neighbors out and got shit out, and I would still help out again. You help out a perfect stranger, you know, there's no really room for them to shit on you, right? Because they're here, they're gone, you know. So I find it easier to help out perfect strangers. I find it easier to help out people, not necessarily that I know well, right? But maybe my family does. And there's that. Yeah, I am feeling a little emotional this morning. Every time I get sick, it brings on a bout of depression. Because you get sick, and normal people, they get sick and they're like, oh, bummer, I'm sick. I've got to get better so I can go back to work. You know, and that's pretty much it. They got a high and they got a low and they got a high again. And when I get sick, it takes its toll on me, really, because there's more than just being sick. It's like my overall health, right? And then when you're overwhelmed with thinking about your overall health and mortality, then you start picking things apart. And you're in the middle of the night, you're trying to sleep, and you're dissecting every single thing about yourself, your body, your health, your life, everything. And constantly having that torment inside your head, life and death battle, right? And that's pretty much what happens when I get sick. I start to go through these battles in my head, discussing things with myself that I shouldn't ought to be discussing, right? Because there's like no way out, right? There's no way out, so why look for a door? Why not just enjoy the room you're in, right? It's like learning to love the skin you're in. Some people never get there. Some people never learn to just love themselves for who and what they are, right? They're constantly looking around, comparing themselves to everyone else in hopes that they can change themselves more to suit what they see, right? Pardon me. So I try not to focus in on comparison. That's it. If I look into the mirror, then I see myself, right? If I look into the mirror, I'm comparing myself. You know, look at my hair compared to that person's hair. You know, look at that nose. Do I really like that? You know, and then you open yourself up for like, oh my God, I can fix that. If I save up 10 grand, I can get a nose job and I can totally be someone else. And then you get that done. And then where does that lead you? It leads you to more change, right? It just leads you to somebody who's not you, because you never did any introspection. You never looked inward to find out who you are. You just kept worrying about what was on the outside, right? And I did that for decades, you know. Not so much worrying about what I saw on the outside, but worrying about what others saw. And in comparison to them, what am I, right? Comparison. That led to so much of my depression. You know, who am I compared to everyone else? You know, what am I? A fucking nightmare, that's what that was. You know, because you get the first part of my life, or the first part of anyone's life, is they're wondering who the fuck they are, what's it all about. You got people, these big giant people around you all the time, and they're constantly bullying you, basically. Do this, do that, don't do this, don't do that, learn this, learn that, unlearn that, you know, don't do what I say, don't do what I do what I tell you, you know. Yeah. So you go through the first part of your life and you're just confused as fuck, right? And then the second part of your life, you know, which is like adolescent, teen, you know, puberty on up into your 20s, where you're still, you don't know what the fuck, but you have a pretty good idea of what you want to be, right? Sometimes, you know, and usually it's just a physical image. It's not an actual person with a soul. It's just a picture. It's like, this is what I want to look like. This is what I want to drive. This is what I want to wear. This is the kind of hair I want. And that's kind of that second phase. It's all about image. You still have no fucking clue. Most people. They're just concerned about image, how they're seen, how others see them in comparison to everyone else, right? Comparison. And then, of course, when you have comparison, you have everyone else around saying, okay, well, you have to get a good job, and you have to get a good wife, and you have to get a good house, and a good car, and a good kid, and a good dog, and you have to get all of these things in order to have made it, right? You have to get these requirements, right? And it was even before high school was over, right out of high school usually. Most of the people that I knew filled in those checked out those boxes, right? Yep, I got the wife, I got the car, I got the job, I'm working for dad, father-in-law, whatever, you know, on down the line, chick, 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 chick. And then they spend 30 years just doing that, and that's it. It's like, you know, looking forward every year to 2 weeks that you can go hog wild, right, and party down. And then after a few years of that, pretty soon it's, well, we got to spend the vacation working at home and, you know, put a new sump pump in the basement, so there goes that money. I mean, it's just like we become these picture perfect little slaves, right? And I was totally signed up for that. I'm like, where do I sign up for that? Yeah, I want the wife and the kid and the house and the job and all of that. Give me that, give me that. And I did that, and I went that route, and I was like going down that road, and then you realize that all of these peripheral things that allow you to have this, once those are gone, you don't have this anymore, all right? You got the perfect wife and the perfect family and the perfect house and the perfect job, and if that perfect job gets altered and you have to take on another slightly lesser job or whatever, and then maybe you don't look as appealing to your spouse any longer. It's like, what have you done for me lately, right? Kind of a thing, you know. Either side, you know. Okay, so the husband, he don't make as much money as he used to, and you got to cut back, and now you got to drive a used car instead of that new thing that he was paying for, right? Or, you know, vice versa. You know, all of a sudden your spouse looks at you and decides, you're just not worth it anymore. And she just moves on, you know, or he moves on, or whatever. Why? Because we keep getting told what we want, and we believe it. You know, we see it in the TV shows and the movies, the commercials, right? We're told what we want. The ad men have been selling us shit for 100 fucking years, and we've been gobbling it up. Ever since they invented fucking Santa Claus, we've been gobbling it up. Way to go, Coca-Cola. You know, and it's just horrible. It's just we've been duped, you know, and nobody gets it. Nobody realizes that their entire lives are scripted by people who sell us shit, and we just gobble it up. Gobble, 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 gobble. Wow. You know, it's no wonder that everything that I surround myself with is of the past. Even my computers are old and out of date. You know, no wonder I'm always having technical difficulties. I buy a new computer that's 3 years old, you know, because that's what I can get, you know, and I'm not going to go out and buy the newfangled this or that, you know. I'm not gonna have 80 fucking apps uploaded onto my phone, so I can only take 3 pictures before I have to delete them. You know? I got the phone I got from my daughter, right? Reset to factory. It's an iPhone 11 or something. I don't know what the fuck it is, right? I got no apps on that thing. I don't want any apps on it. I want a fucking telephone. If I would need to go somewhere, I can hit a map, right? It's got your basic shit loaded onto it. If I need to know something, I just say, tell me something, you know? I've got my old phone's got all the apps and shit on it. Hey, somebody else is here, hi. You know, that's plenty. That's plenty of shit. You know, I don't need all of that crap. I'm not one of those people who is waiting to be told what the next special thing is for me to do. You know, guess what? A new app's coming out. Yay! I get to go jewels and tickety-tackety things. Give me a fucking break. You know, for people who sit and fucking all they do all day long is fucking swipe. Their pupils are fucking rectangles, right? I got no use for any of those fucking people, honestly. They are a drain on humanity, right? And it's natural selection, right? We're being shown who are the ones who should be, well, I'm not going to say eliminated, but who should be considered non, right? They're just non. They're just not here, you know? They don't want to work. They don't want to live. They don't want to do anything but swipe and post duck lip fucking photos, you know? No, we're being shown right now, all right? Now, the people who are still out in the world doing things, all right, sure, eventually at some point they may show a video of themselves out doing something, but most of the time, it's just them in the world doing shit, right? Well, those are doers, right? Those are doers. The people that are on their phone all the time, posting pictures of themselves up against somebody else's nice car, those are non-doers, all right? Those are losers, right? And you know who you are, and you know, if that's who you are, that's who you are. But you're either an original, or you're a parrot puppet, a puppet parrot. That's all. That's it. You know, and so often I overhear, or somebody will come up to me and they want to have a conversation. They want to share with me, but what they want to share with me is the garbage that they found in their little idiot device, right? Smartphone indeed. Yeah. Smartphone. I didn't buy that from the start. I was like, oh yeah, dumb phone. It's like an oxymoron. You can't have a smartphone, right? First of all, it's like having army intelligence, right? Oxymoron. One cancels the other out. Oh, it's really sad. It's a sad day in humanity when the smartphones popped up, and it just dumbed everybody down, and it was a way to get the propaganda directly to the people with no filters. No filters. That's it. Yeah, we're filtered, but the bullshit ain't. The bullshit comes at us 100%. Full fucking color, quadraphonic fucking sound, man. Blasted at us 24/7. You know, in China, they turn their phones off at night. All the internet service shuts down so that people can turn their screens off and get sleep, actual rest, right? How in fucking genius is that, right? Well, every phone has a thing where you can see. Who's gonna fucking do that? Nobody's gonna set themselves up to get turned off every night, you know? Why? Because it's a fucking smartphone, you know? People don't want to turn that shit off. They want it surgically implanted into their fucking face is what they want, which is where it is most of the time. You drive down the road and you look over to the car next to you, and their head is in their lap. One hand on the wheel and their head in their lap. Every once in a while they do this. Their head goes up, but their eyes stay in their lap. Right? How is that a way to fucking drive? You know? I love to get in front of those people, casually get up, get in front of them, and then just take your foot off the gas and just kind of slow down, right? and then lay on your fucking horn and slam on your brakes and watch these fucking people just freak the fuck out. They fucking lose it, man. Because all of a sudden, they have to be driving. You know? It's because they don't drive anymore. You know? They go out on their phones, and at some point, they have to pretend that they're doing what everybody else is doing. But they're not. They're not driving. You know, they're on their fucking phones. They're looking at their laps. They're looking at their phones. Talking into it like it's a piece of fucking pizza. You know? Oh. It just... There's humanity for you. You know? Once again, totally programmed. Don't talk on your phone while you're driving. Yeah, like that's gonna fucking work. People don't fucking listen. People, first of all, American citizens do not want to be told what to do. Well, I'm freedom. I got freedom. I got rights. I can do, yeah, you got the right to be a fucking asshole, and you got a right to fuck over everybody in your fucking radius. No. Well, yeah, I can do that. I'm an American. I could do it. Bullshit. You know, that's not what it means to be an American. You know, that's exactly the opposite of what it means to be an American. Not giving a shit. Give me a fucking break. I mean, that's what I was taught when I was a little kid back in the 70s, man. I was taught that in order to be good, you gotta actually act good, right? You can't just pretend you're gonna be a good person. And then that's what the scouts teach you. Go out and fucking do. Don't just say it, but fucking do it. You know? Really sad state of affairs in humanity. You know? I gotta warm up my coffee. Do a bong hit. So yeah, after last week's wanting to go to Elsinore, but feeling contagious, right? And I decided not to go last week. And then not feeling so sick over the weekend, I assumed, all right, well, at least I'm going to be better that the following week, today, I would be able to go to Elsinore and do what I got to do. It ain't so. Say it ain't so. It ain't so. So now I'm just trying to come up with a way to get down there before the end of the month, and it's getting close, right? I mean, I've got all of next week, and then next Friday. Friday's my last Friday this month to go down there, and if I can't get a chance to go over the weekend, this weekend or next, then it's going to be in August, and I don't want, I want to have stuff done and things shared with everyone by August. So, yeah. So I'm going to be working diligently over the weekend. I'm just about got everything for next week uploaded, and then I'm going to put together my weekly programming today, finish uploading all of that stuff today, and that will leave me the weekend to put together the plan for the party, the itinerary, how to be a guest, what we need as far as shirts and fundraising, what we're going to do for food, what we're going to do for entertainment, where it's going to be at. I want to put together the whole bucket of information and then share that with a few key people and say, okay, look, here's all of the contact information. Here's the itinerary. Here's the agenda. Here are the acts that are going to be there. This is the materials list of what we need to set up the basic area. 3 barbecues. 5 or 6 propane tanks, the turkey cooker burner things, the big giant roll of artificial turf, the pallets and the sheet wood for the whatchamacallit, the stage, and pretty much that's it for materials required. A couple of generators, some string up lights. We're going to try to keep it as basic as possible, but really, set it off. So it's just going to take a matter of me sitting down and hashing it all out, and then getting together with a couple of people one at a time and working out further details, and then sharing that information with those key people, and then creating a format to get everyone the information, and then share that with everybody, the whole world. And it will be, you can be interested in it, but you'll have to be invited, and then purchase your tickets. And that's just the way it's going to have to be. People are going to have to be vetted so we know who's who and what's what. You have to, if you're coming and nobody knows you, you have to know somebody, right? You got to know somebody who knows somebody, and that's pretty much how that's going to work, like people who aren't originally from Elsinore, but who want to be there because they knew somebody, or they know somebody, or they know somebody who knows somebody, that kind of a thing. That can be worked out. I want to get as many people there as possible. New people are great because we've got all these old stories that everybody's heard, right? And how great is that to get everybody together to hear these old stories, and they're going to be like, wow, you guys really were weird, so that's going to be cool. I'm loving it. So I'm just trying to get past feeling so wiped out, because I cannot concentrate. I cannot concentrate when I'm just, I can get through the pain, right? The pain I can deal with. Getting so stoned that I can't feel the pain, I can deal with being that stoned and still work and create, right? What I can't create through is a fog of just sleepiness, drowsiness. I'm not used to that. I'm used to being wide awake all the time, insomnia. I'm going to go lay down for 2 hours and get up and do it for another 8 hours, and then go lay down for 3 hours and get up and do it for another 10 hours. And that's what I'm used to. So lately it's been a real drag to be this sleepy, and it's not all, it ain't all about whatever this flu thing is, it goes beyond that. But I'm convinced that once I get a lot more coffee in me and a little more rest, that I can bang out all of my videos. I think I've got 3 or 4 videos to create and upload for next week, and then make the program guide. And then I've got all of next week to create the following week, right? And just upload them one day at a time. 1 day at a time, 4 videos, 6 videos, 4 videos, boom, week's over with. Create a program guide, move on. I'm shooting more toward educational films. I'm going to finish off In Search Of, and that's incredible, and some more Nova, and then just keep playing educational films, right? That's Incredible is going to fade away soon, as will In Search Of soon. And then once they do, then I'll probably just drop Nova so that I don't have any copyright woes. I may get them eventually about In Search Of and That's Incredible and all that, and then I'll just have to deal with it as it comes. But I want to keep it basic. I want to keep the programming basic. a lot of radio shows, a lot of educational films, because this is what I grew up on. Old-time radio and old black and white TV and old black and white movies and stuff. And since I can't bring a lot of that because of copyright stuff, I can bring a lot of the educational films and stuff that I saw in school. So, hi, baby. You want to go outside? Do you know what you want to do? You just want to sit there and wag your tail and look at me? You and your sphinx face? Are you a sphinx? Well, what are you sphinxing about? I don't know. You have to tell me. I can't read your mind. You're impossible. Want to go outside? Want to go outside? Tail's wagging. I'm going to take that as a yes. Okay. Want to go outside? You want to go outside? Mm-hmm. Okay, well then, have a seat somewhere. Come on. Come up here. You want to come here? No? Okay. You kook. You kooky dog. That was it. She just wanted to look at me. She got those big brown eyes with the dark black around it, you know, that kind of looks like one of those Egyptian dog faces in the hieroglyphics, right? So she gives me this, she just sit there and look at you with this sphinx face, and it's like, I don't know what you want. You got to give me a clue. Hey, look at this. This is Baber's News. Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid. Talk about it. It's on Wikipedia. Talk about it. Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid. Right? What's that? Robert Redford and Paul Newman? Or somebody like that? Yeah, I remember that movie. The girl that's in it, Kathleen... Oh, I don't remember what her name is. She's married to Sam Elliott, right? You talk about it. You tell me what I want to talk about. That's a great movie. Actually, that's a great movie. That's one of her first things, one of the first things that I remember seeing her in it. So what's her name? Catherine, something. She was in the Shadow Riders with Sam Elliott and Tom Selleck, right? She did some great Western work. I really loved her in the Shadow Riders. I like that. Talk about it. Well, this isn't really the format for that kind of stuff. I love it, you know. I love to talk about stuff. I haven't seen that movie in... God, I don't think I've seen Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid in its entirety since the 1980s, really. I think the last time that I saw that, my father and I rented it from the Video Barn in Elsinore, California, Four Corners, off Riverside Drive and Lake, right there in the Stater Brothers parking lot. There's this store called the Video Barn, and we used to go in there religiously and rent movies. Once a week we would go in and we would pick up movies for the week. We'd pick up a couple of movies for the weekend, and then we'd pick up one or two extra movies for during the middle of the week, right? And that was it. You could rent the movies for some movies. You could have them for only a night or 3 nights, and then there were some that you could have for like a week, right? The Video Barn. Anybody else remember the Video Barn? I don't think it was a chain store. I think it was a local to us place. I don't even think I have Butch and Sundance on DVD. I might have it on VHS. I know I don't have it on Betamax. I might have it on VHS out in my storage or in my room. I've got a bunch of those drawers, those little wooden cabinet with 2 or 3 drawers in it, right? And then you'd buy those from the video catalogs, or you'd get them at like Kmart. Yeah, I've got a bunch of those drawers things just filled with movies. I've got original VHS copies of the 5 first Planet of the Apes movies, right? And it's because now you've got, well, of course, now you've got some really, great graphics DVD covers and that stuff. But back then it was really basic. I mean, it was like a black and white picture of a shot out of the movie with some new graphics that really didn't have anything to do with the chain of movies, right? So where's Baber's news from? Where are you guys from? Is that Baber? Baber?
Hi there, Baber. What's going on, Baber?
Where are you located? I know that that Joey here is over there in Virginia, and I'm over here in Joshua Tree, California, in the high desert. So where are you from? Where are you located? Where are you at? What's going on with you, brother or sister? I don't know who Baber is. See, what I do here in the morning is this is my my captain's log. Captain's log. I sit here and I pretty much take my inner monologue and I just externalize it, and I just empty my head, say whatever I got to say for the day, give myself 3 hours. On slow days we'll look at pictures and surf the internet and do that kind of crap. But first and foremost, I like to make a connection with people who show up. So let's get connected. Who are you? Where are you from? My name is Michael. I know Joey. Joey, he's been all the way from Virginia, came to my house and hung out. So I like to make connections with people. That's, you know, that's cool. You know, that's neat stuff right there. Of course, my texting feed here that's live on YouTube is about 25-30 seconds on average behind what I'm doing live. So I'll do something here and then I'll look over at the screen. It'll take about 25-30 seconds for it to show up over there on YouTube, right? And I don't know you know, exactly why that is, whether it's because and I don't know exactly if you guys get it quicker, and maybe it's just me slowing down because I'm doing some kind of loop somewhere or something somewhere. I don't know. Let me go ahead and kill my YouTube feed on the phone and start up another YouTube feed and see what I see when I see what I see, and then view my channel and then go to my live. There it is. There it is, live. I'll click in live, and as soon as I take my hand away from the screen, I'll know it's about 3-4 seconds, 5. Yeah, that's it's a little while. Yeah, it's about 8 to 10 seconds there. Still haven't taken my fingers away from the screen over there. Ah, there we go. Okay, so it's about 15 seconds delay on the messages. So when you send me a message, it'll be a little bit before I get it, and then I'll respond to you on. Sometimes I'll look over and there'll be a message there and I won't have any clue as to where it fits in with what I was talking about. And somebody will say, yeah, that's right, and I'll be like, well, what's right, man? So usually I try to say something and then kind of talk slow about something else, or kind of drag out my conversation until I start to see a response there. So there's that. But you know what I do here in the morning is I drink coffee, and I love coffee. It's the worst thing in the world for me, which is why I drink it. And it's the other worst thing in the world for me is I do bong hits. So if you're underage, you shouldn't be here. You know. And then I kill some pain along with a few brain cells. But mainly I'm killing pain so that I can move on. Yeah, that's right. Thanks, Joey. Just prove my point. You're killing me, dude. All right. There we go. Oh, man. That's too much. You guys are killing me. My coffee cools off quick. So yeah, it's last night at 10 o'clock when I was thinking about going to bed. It was 100 degrees outside. "100 degrees. It didn't cool off at all last night. I got up this morning and the front of the house here was a hot box. Right? It was horrible. It was bloody horrid. So I cranked up the AC, and it's been on ever since. And I'm still a little, you can see a little shine on my head here. I'm still a little verklempt. I gotta heat up my coffee. Maybe that'll warm me up some more. Yeah, like that. So, yeah, that's right. So, let's see. Baber. Am I not going to find out who Baber is or where Baber is from? I mean, you don't have to give me your, personal information, Geez, a nickname and a state, Get a little bit of a connection going here. Or at least give me some idea of what you want to talk about. You go to Wikipedia and look up, read it, and then say, "Hey, man, did you know?" And I'll go, "Yeah, man, that's cool, but did you know this?" I mean, I'm not just going to get in here and start reading off of Wikipedia. Like I said, that's not this venue. First of all, we do movies on Monday. We do TV on Tuesday. We do old-time radio on Wednesday. Thursday, we do concert throwbacks. And this is Flashback Friday, which means we're just talking shit, man. We're just gonna, I just flashed back, man. Whoa, dude, deja vu. So there's that. But mainly, this is just my logbook, man. This is just me leaving messages to the world and trying to make some kind of connection with people, If you want to connect on a level about movies and stuff, well, then hit me up and talk about it, I like that, sit, boy, talk about a movie. That's funny stuff right there. Of course I know it's on Wikipedia. I use Wikipedia all the time. I print shit out from Wikipedia constantly. I got notebooks filled with lists of episodes of old-time radios and TV show series and stuff. And then while you can't believe everything you read on Wikipedia, I do use it a lot. I also use the Internet Movie Database. Go there. Talk about it. And that's a fun place to go and find out about the actors and actresses and stuff that are in movies beyond what's in Wikipedia. Wikipedia, you get a little bit of this, a little bit of that, but you get more in-depth career information, how many names they used, and where they used those names, what movies they did, TV shows, pornography. I don't even know if they do pornography, and I'm sure there's probably a pornography database where you can find all the porn actors and actresses, right? I guess it depends on if they've crossed over into the mainstream, like Tracy Lords. Well, she's going to be in IMDb, Internet Movie Database, but are they going to list... Are they going to list all of her pornographic stuff? No, because a lot of the pornographic stuff that she did under the age of 18, right? Tracy Lords, which of course got her and a lot of people in trouble because she would literally check out a high school for the day and go and make porno. And she did that for years before she got out of porno and got into mainstream movies. And, yeah. So you can't find any Tracy Lord porn because she did it all when she was young, so it's illegal to have. Which I guess maybe that was smart of her, right? Because, you know, there you go. Is it? I don't know. I wouldn't say exactly that. Let's see. Oh, there she is. Uh-huh. Boogity boogity. Wait. This is not her. This is... Oh, man. Some movie. Some movie with her name in the title, right? Oh, man. So now I have to actually find her through all of this crap. Okay, so there she is. Not of this earth. Alright, so now we can find her. There she is. And we'll click on her and see what we get on her list of achievements. And see if they do actually... Boy, she looks a lot like Lisa Kudrow now. Wow. They could be sisters. That's heavy, buddy. Wow, 174 previous accomplishments. That's crazy. I guess we'll go down to the beginning of her career and see what those things are. Because it should be something like Not of This Earth. Should be about the earliest in her mainstream film career. Anything earlier should probably be pornographic, which, I mean, how do you categorize or do anything with any of that if it was all illegal? Yeah, it's all there. There's all her earlier stuff. Wow, my goodness, she did a lot of pornography. Get out of here. God, she did like 18 porns in 84. 18 pornographic videos in 1984. God, like over 20, 30, almost 40, oh my God, now 85, in 1985, she did like 50. In 86, she slowed it down a little bit. And by 87, she was just about done with it. She did one, and by 88, she was in an episode of Wise Guy. So 4 years of pornography got her into Hollywood on a TV show called Wise Guy. And then they did Not of This Earth, and then she was in all kinds of stupid shit from then on. But it looks like most of her career, over half of her career, has been a lot of pornography. Wow. And the fact that they list it all here is crazy, because everything that they're listing is, half of it is pornography, and it was done while she was a minor. That's crazy. Okay, here, look, we've got a Elton John Live Nation Newscastle January full entire concert. Talk about it. I found it from YouTube. Alright, well, first of all, I'm not an Elton John fan. I like some of his movie stuff, but I'm just not, and I like his older stuff, his first 3 or 4 albums. But I'm not a modern day Elton John guy, and I don't listen to his music now, because if I were to go to one of his concerts, it would be all of this, a lot of love ballads and stuff. It's like I would never go see Rod Stewart now, because he's going to play everything that he played from about the middle of the 80s on, which is all love ballads, love songs, and that kind of crap. So, if Rod Stewart were to come along and say, before Jeff Beck died, they were supposed to tour together and do a Faces reboot kind of a thing. Now, I would have loved to have seen that, because they would have played all of the old songs that I enjoy. Elton John, if he was going to come back and do just his first few albums, then I would dig that. But from January of 2023, that does not interest me at all, dude. I'm sorry. Not in the slightest. I am not even going to go there or watch the concert. Yeah, that's just something that I'm probably not going to do. I do listen to a lot of different kinds of music. But if something doesn't appeal to me, I just draw the line. I haven't got time for that. I've got a billion other things, a million other records behind me to listen to. I've got original pressings from the 1960s on up to brand new stuff that I just picked up, last week. Elton John, I'm talking about it, but you probably ain't liking it. Elton John, the movie The Road to El Dorado, right? That's a great movie, and that is a beautiful soundtrack, and I love his singing and his lyrics and voice and piano, and I love that whole film because he does the soundtrack for that, right? I would go to see one of those Hollywood Bowl shows where they put the movie up on the screen and you watch the movie with a full orchestra and Elton John there singing on the piano during the movie, right? And everything times up perfectly. That, like they do the Looney Tunes cartoons, Warner Brothers, they do that at the Hollywood Bowl with a live orchestra. I would do something like that. That Elton John appeals to me. At a live concert, it's going to be all of that music that I don't really get into, Elton John's a great guy, great songwriter, artist, musician, singer. Most of his music nowadays doesn't appeal to me. I love his soundtrack stuff, and I love his pre-80s work. We used to listen to the shit. I got a bunch of records I need to give to you, and look for them in the mail, because I finally got my box topped off. I just have to put a bunch of padding in it. But yeah, do I have any Elton John? I've got a lot of Elton John on 8-track. I don't think I have any Elton John here on LP. H-I-J-K-L J-K H-I H-I-J-K. Do you have to do that? Do you have to run through the alphabet in your head to remember where you're at? Oh, Manhattan. Okay, A, B, C, D. So D goes over there, so that means J is over there too. Do I have any Elton John? I don't know. Probably. Prolabalaby. There are a few other, Elton John things that I dig, but yeah, most of the stuff that I don't like is probably the stuff that I'm going to see in concert. So, and then when they do their old stuff, they put such a new twist on the old stuff because they can't sing it like they used to, basically. They're old. I get that. I understand that. But, so my wife keeps saying, do you want to go see the Eagles? And I'm like, not really. Have you ever seen the Eagles before? No. Do you like the Eagles? Oh, yeah, I love the Eagles. Do I listen to any new stuff by the Eagles? No. The stuff that I listen to from the Eagles is from the 70s and 80s. That's what I listen to. Or would they play that? Yeah. Would it sound the same? Probably not. Probably not. I've seen, I watch, keep up on YouTube, and if somebody's out there that's like, ooh, I want to see what they're like right now. Eagles don't impress me much. AC/DC, I don't know that I'd go to see AC/DC, My daughter's taking us to see ELO, Electric Light Orchestra, Jeff Lynne. Now that should be great. I have seen some of the stuff from him lately, and I think he's been saving himself for me so I can finally go see him and enjoy it. Thank you very much. I've seen some stuff on Firefall. Now Firefall is a band from the 70s and 80s, and they've been putting out stuff every decade since. I would go see them. I've seen videos of them live in concert recently, and they sound fantastic. I would definitely go see them, right? Because they're a band that I've never seen, and I've never wanted to see, because they were totally glossed over in the 70s and 80s by all kinds of other shit. So you heard them on the radio once in a while, but it wasn't like you were like, oh man, I can't wait till Firefall comes to town. It was just one of those groups, that you heard on the radio once in a while, and you never thought about it. And now it's like, well, shit, they've got such a catalog of music. I would definitely go see them now. And chances are, when I do get to go see them, it'll be at a small venue somewhere, some club, some bar somewhere, where I'll be right there next to them, and possibly be able to get a photo op or an autograph, right? That would be cool. That would be awesome. I dig that. Yeah, I have a fangasm. Talk about it. So, Baber, who the heck are you? Talk about it.
Come on, Baber, talk about it.
That's great.
Come on back now, you hear?
So, what is the news, Baber? Where are you at? Where are you from? I guess you're on Wikipedia and YouTube, but, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally. Just totally, man. Oh my God, no way. Oh, no way, dude.
Yeah, for sure. Oh my God, yeah.
No way.
Stop saying that, Hans.
Hey, wow, man.
Shut up, man.
He's doing them funny voices again, Marge.
Leave him alone, Harry. He's a kook.
Arr. Arr. Yeah. Well, the coffee's kind of taken away that grogginess that I've been feeling the last couple of days. Because this illness has really got me. I was telling my wife last night that I just feel completely out of sorts, It's like when you take the cold medicine or the antihistamines, and it gives you that dizzy bzzz feeling, and you get that weird twisty thing in your stomach, and you kind of get kind of jittery, That's the way I've been feeling the last couple of days. And I was like, wow, am I just having like the too much NyQuil thing? And I'm like, I haven't taken that much. Of course, the shot I had the night before last that obliterated yesterday's shows, it was a full shot. I took that at like 11 o'clock at night, expecting to go to sleep right then, but not realizing that I was going to be up at 4 in the morning, right, to get up to come out here to do the show. And it was like, oh, crap. I got up at 4, and it was like, oh, fuck, no. I couldn't even see straight. I got up to take a leak, and I was bouncing into the walls. So I was like, okay, well, this is I can't get up and drink coffee, not while I'm still suffering the effects of NyQuil. So I just shut it all. I just phone dismissed, we're gone, crawled back into bed, slept till 9, which is unheard of. So I woke up just feeling like like a mummy, you know, just entombed in my own carcass. And so I crawled out of bed, poured a cup of coffee down into me within like an hour's time, which is unheard of. Usually it takes me 2 or 3 hours to suck down a cup of coffee. It took me an hour and a half, and I'm still on the last couple of sips here, right? So yesterday I slammed down my coffee, still groggy as hell. My wife and I would go out, we'd take care of some business, we'd go by the store, I get my pictures printed out, we come home, and I had some lunch and crawled right the fuck back into bed and said no show this evening either, and slept till 6, slept till way past my show, my 5 o'clock show, evening show. Like, all right, now I'm starting to catch up, but I still felt ultra groggy last night, you know. Look, we've got a message here. I live at Pines Crows in Wales. All right, Pines Croser in Wales. I see numbers, letters and numbers. I'm in from Bolton. Have you got any vinyl records to post in the Pines, Wales, Croser? I don't know what those numbers mean. Croser. S-A. I'm gonna... The king... Hey! Any vinyl records to post? Alright, is this some kind of code? Are you messing with my head, man? Remember, I'm 56. I'm not used to... what are those initials and anagrams and all of that? So you'll have to forgive me. What does SA13SBPB mean? Are those your coordinates? Did you just drop a pin? Wow, man, this dude's freaking with my head, man. I'm gonna need more coffee to translate that, you know. Can I get a code book from you, or a decoder pin? Can I get a decoder pin? Let me get Baber's News decoder pin, and then I can set in these numbers and letters here, and it'll decode whatever the hell that is. I'm sorry, but that's just... Whoo! You got me. You got me. All right? You got me. Oh, that's too much. Okay, Baber. While you decode that and get back to me, it must be something in the translation. I lost something in the translation. I'm from Bolton. Have you got any vinyl records to post to the Pines, Wales? I don't know what that means. Is that a specific YouTube place? Is that a code? I'm lost. You'll have to forgive this crusty old guy who don't understand what the hell's going on here. It is some kind of code. Some kind of... I know you live in Pines Croser in Wales. S-A, is that South something? South ambiguity? I'm going to grab some more coffee. Maybe that'll help. And you get back to me. Joey. These people. Ooh, look, a response. All right, here we go. We're off and running now. All right, South Wales. Okay. So you're in South Wales. I get that. 3PB. SA133PB. What does that mean? I don't know what it means. Pardon my, I'm not making fun of you. I do funny accents all day long. Funny voices. It keeps me relatively sane. And it's one of my quirks since I was a little boy.
I'll just start talking funny.
Yeah, boss. So you live in South Wales. That's cool. Do I know anybody from over there? No. There's Crim in Scotland. That's close, I guess. And then there's Invice, but that's way over down in Burnai, right? I got a few friends up in Canada. By friends, I mean people who hang out on the show, come by occasionally and say, what's up? Not everybody tells me where they're from, which is kind of a bummer. Some people just kind of hang out and they're a fly on the wall, which is cool. I love to do that. But on occasion, I want to know where people are from and stuff. So how's things over in South Wales? It's got to be nighttime over there, right? Or end of the day at least, right? So if we go by the line, the timeline, right? Then you're in the future. No. Yeah, you're in the future. You're later today. It was on the other side of the line. They'd be yesterday. All right? I was just looking at something about that the other day. I think it was something that had to do with time. Yeah, and then time zones. Yeah. All right, so the coffee is starting to work again, but I'm still having a little trouble trying to shoehorn those numbers into my brain and process them. So when you say, do I have any vinyl records to post, what are we talking about, vinyl records? I'm in the B's right here, and you're in Wales, so I have, in the B's, I have some Beatles, right? The Association, Bad Manners, Association, Chet Atkins, Atlanta Rhythm Section, more Association, more things are a little mixed up here. Asia, I have some Asia there. Arlo, right, I guess that's not the B's. I guess the B's are going to be further down over here. Okay, here we go. Okay, some Baja Marimba Group. Do you know who they are? Baja Marimba. Belafonte, Harry Belafonte. Okay, here we go. So here's one of my older records here, which you might appreciate. This one here. All right. And this is an original. This is an original, and it's in really good shape. There's no poking out of the record all the way around. And while it doesn't have the original sleeve, the vinyl is in really good condition, right? This is a great one here. And you know what? I don't put my stuff in plastic because I use it. I collect stuff, but I listen to it. I listen to this one all the time. I'll probably, now that it's out, I'll probably listen to this one today. But they had this for sale. They have the same LP down at the local record shop for like $100 or something, right? I wouldn't sell this one. You know, I wouldn't sell anything in my collection, basically because it's not mine, really. I mean, it belongs to my daughter, because that's where it goes when I'm gone. It just, you know, it becomes hers. So here's another original. This one isn't in great condition physically on the outside, but the LP is in pretty good shape. Somebody went and tried to staple this thing together here, and I have yet to pull it apart and glue it and tape and do everything I have to do to kind of save it. But it's a great copy. And I've got some new stuff. I've got a new copy of Revolver. I like new vinyl as well as old vinyl, as long as the new vinyl is heavy duty. It's got to be the 180 gram thickness. It's got to be the heavy duty vinyl, and it's got to have it's just got to have that good quality, and it's got to have all the old stuff on it. You know, I don't care if it's remastered. I just want to have the you know, all of the original material on there. And if they add stuff to it, that's okay. You know, so here's my Lonely Hearts. This is a new one, and since it's new, I haven't opened it, so it's got the I haven't opened the you know, it's a double, and I haven't opened that part of it yet. I've opened it to listen to it, but I haven't separated the plastic so that it's still protected. You know, it's at some point I will. You know, I leave the plastic on as long as I can because I'm old school. And here's a new version of Let It Be. And so I try to pick up, you know, records that I listened to when I was young. Basically, most of the stuff that I have is are records that I listened to when I was growing up. You know, my father was a DJ for about 10 years and played all kinds of stuff and collected records at home. So, yeah, there was always a box of records that were giveaway, throwaway records. Yeah, take them because they would get a scratch or something during one of the main songs. On, you know, it's like, well, this record's useless now. We can't play this anymore. So they would just buy a new one and they would go into a pile, and it would be the giveaway pile. And so we had a lot of records where one or two songs would have a little during one of the songs. What do you listen to in South Wales, Baber? And can I call you Baber?
Hey there, Baber. Come on, Baber. Come on, Baber. Tell me what you like to listen to there, Baber. Come on, talk to me, Baber.
Can I call you Sharpie? How about I call you Sharpie? Sharpie. Hey, Sharpie. How you doing there, Sharpie? Like the big fat felt marker, Sharpie? Yeah. No, really. I can call you Baber.
Can I call you Baber?
What do you like to listen to over there? What age range are you? I know that Joey is in his early 20s. I'll just leave it at that. I'm in my mid-50s. 56 to be exact. Like, I don't give a shit. So what do you like to listen to? What's your age range? Are you in your teens, your 20s, 30s, 80s? You know, are you an octogenarian and you like to listen to Harry Styles? Bring it on. Oh no, Baber's News retracted a message. Oh, well, good. It had those weird numbers on it. Maybe those numbers were an address, right? You don't need to have you didn't post an address, did you? I hope not. How old are you? Should you be on here? You know, this is an adult stuff happening here, Baber. I'm going to have to see some ID. No, really. Tell me a little bit about yourself, Baber.
Talk to me. Talk to me now. Who are you? What's going on over there in South Wales?
Are you going to school? Are you working? Are you retired? Are you on your deathbed, 1 foot in the grave, like me? What's going on? What's the deal? What is the deal? ladies and gentlemen, now we're going to hear from Baber's News. All right, take it away, Baber's News, and go. And talk about it. Talk about yourself, damn it. Because all I do here is talk about myself, you know, pretty much. So you need to talk to me about talking, because talking is what I like to do. And I don't make much sense when I'm talking, but I like to talk. Get rid of that. We don't need to be thinking about Tracy Lords anymore. My goodness. Yeah. She had 15 minutes of fame. I mean, well, she had quite a lot of minutes of fame, depending on who you asked. But in the mainstream, I guess she's still doing stuff today. And of course, most of the stuff she's doing today harkens back to her earlier, her childhood pornographic years, which is kind of horrible. It's a horrible thing, you know. But you know what? To each his own. I mean, you know, I guess it just depends on the people, the culture, the lifestyle, how she was raised. You know, things are different. Things are different all over, man. I can't judge, man. I can't say, wow, man, she's got to be the most horrible person in the world. I can't say that because I don't know. I don't know. Maybe she, you know, maybe she's Mother frickin' Teresa. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I'm sure there are people out there who judge me. Just they turn on the channel and they go, oh no, and they instantly make a judgment, man. It's like when I look at people's names on my comments list there, you know, and I see they're hey, what is going on? Yeah, through all that muck there and weirdness there, I didn't see that Jacob turned on and said, hey, what's up, man? Are you still there? I'm still here. I'm just kind of, yeah, swimming in my illness, trying to keep from feeling crappy, you know? Trying to keep from feeling crappy. So I got to battle off the pain and the grogginess and the feeling sick and the weird congested feeling and the heaviness in the lungs, like it feels like I've been sucking down smog, right? Yeah, it's horrible, man. Mainly it's just the feeling, the kind of feeling out of it, you know? That's probably the biggest bummer, is just feeling sleepy and out of it, you know? Just cannot quite get with it. And I keep hoping that, okay, it's just going to be this next cup of coffee or this next nap, you know, or whatever, and then I'm going to start to feel better. And it ain't been like that so far. I'm hoping at this point that I'll just have the energy to be awake at 4:30 to start my pre-show for my 5 o'clock deal. I'm just hoping for that, you know, because last night I really missed, by the end of the day, I missed not being here in the morning, and I missed not listening to that music at night. Yeah, you're losing me, man. I see the Pines, Crocer, South Wales, 133 PB, Post It Please Records. I don't understand that. It's some kind of code, or you're just not. I speak in complete sentences, all right? That's what I learned in school, was how to speak in complete sentences so that people would understand what the hell you're talking about. And I don't know what the hell you're talking about. I apologize, but I don't know what the hell that means. Post It Please Records. Post It Please. What records? Why? Where am I posting it? Do I post it here? I don't understand. Is this a YouTube page? Is it a Facebook place? Is it an internet? Is it some kind of code? I need a decoder ring, you know? I don't get it. You lost me. I'm 56 years old. I don't understand this stuff. You need to talk slow, speak in whole, complete sentences. Don't use abbreviations. Don't use anagrams and that shit. And explain to me. Can somebody out there, Joel, do you know what he's talking about? I don't know what he's talking about. Jacob, Joel, anyone else watching would translate this for me? I could get on and post. This is my phone here that I'm listening to, reading these comments from. I can't really go anywhere from there. That's my monitor. That monitors what is happening live, right? Do I punch that into the computer on the internet search bar? Do I put those numbers in somewhere? Do I put it in a map coordinates? Is that a map coordinates on the moon? I don't know. Well, and what vinyl records, and where do I post it? I know it's a... I know where Wales is. I have a globe. I have an atlas. I have many, many maps and atlases and stuff. Aside from the computer crap, I know where Wales is. What I don't understand is what those numbers mean, and what record, and where do I post it, and what are you talking about? All right, Wales is the only part that I do understand. All right, Pines Crocer is a place in Wales, South Wales. I get it, and that is in the UK. I understand that. I got that much. Now, what do the numbers mean, and what record are we talking about? Where do you want me to post it, and talk about it? This is funny. This is funny. I feel like I'm watching that movie, The Harder They Come, with Jimmy Cliff, where the first part of the movie you don't have a clue what the hell anyone is saying because they got that thick Jamaican accent, right? And for the first part of the movie you're like, I don't know what the fuck's going on. Can somebody please tell me what they're saying? You know? After the second or third time you watch the movie, you're like, I know exactly what they're saying, man. Well, this is my first time around. Google Maps. Okay, so that's a map coordinates. I'm going to say that the SA133PB is a map coordinates on Google Maps, okay? So if I'm correct, let's figure out what's beyond that. What are we talking about records, and where do I post it, and how, and what's that all about? Because I'm willing to play along, but not if I don't know what the hell you're talking about. Or, pardon me. Right? Thanks, Joey. Zip code? I don't know. I don't know. So is this like on Google Maps, when you go to Elsinore Brothers studio, it shows you my near location and some pictures of what I'm doing here at Elsinore Brothers studio? Is that a similar thing on Google Maps? Go there and post stuff there on that map page thingy? I don't know. You'll have to help me out. Remember, I'm kind of slow. I don't get what's going on here. So, help me out. Help me out. Help me out. And every once in a while I get hit with this should be rated for adults only, over 18, right? And I don't know what that means, right? Did I say something? Did I say something or do something during my live show that gets me an R rating, right? Adults only. I don't know. Is it something I say? Is it because I'm mocking somebody or something? Or it's because I talk about death or suicide or something? I mean, I don't know. Are there key words and stuff that get flagged, and then they look for other key words inside of that, like don't, I don't know. Because when I talk about stuff, I try to talk about stuff as a life lesson, and I try to let people know, hey, look, don't do the things that I do just because you think, that makes me cool, No, I don't condone any of that stuff. I don't think that anybody should smoke until they're way, way, way into adulthood. And even then, it's a stupid thing to do, right? But if you're going to do it, geez, don't do it while you're a kid. Give your brain a chance. I know from experience. I was smoking way too early, you know. So I know what it'll do to you. So take it from me. Don't do it. You know, stay away from all that crap. Be good to your brain. Be good to your body, and it'll take care of you. So yeah, Baber, what's going on there? We know this is Wales. We know we're over in England. Val's Place Restaurant. Look at it on Google Maps. Okay. I don't think I have Google Maps on this computer, so I'll have to just go to the web. Google Maps. Mooble Gaps. Do I have it saved? Maybe I have it saved in my save list. I imagine I've been to Google Maps in the past, but did I save? And it's probably an old link anyway, so I won't even worry about it. So let's see. Goggle Maps. And there we go there. Goggle Maps. And we are here at Goggle Maps. And look, there I am. Da 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 da. And there I am. Look. Hi me. Am I going to show you? Hell no. Alright. Here we go. So now I am going to type in Val's Place Restaurant. Place. Restaurante. Did I spell it wrong? Restaurant. Okay. Moreland Road Park. Moreland Road, P-A-R-U-K. I'm going to say that's probably it. Moreland Park. Okay. Val's Place. Records. Okay. Okay, let me go here and go to, I don't know what you mean by records. Some, please. I know there's something you want from me, Baber, with the records, but you're not making yourself clear. I don't know what you mean. Records, some please, post it, the vinyls. Can somebody help translate this? Is it some kind of old English script here? Yea, my lord, I liveth on the 14th day of our Lord. Now, you gotta help me out here. I'm more than happy to oblige, but I don't know where you're going with any of this. Okay, so I see Val's Place. I got Val's Place on Google here. In fact, let me bring it up for you. There we go. Here's Val's Place. All right. It looks like it's a restaurant. I don't understand what you're talking about. Records. They're closed. It opens at 4:30. I don't know. Is that standard time? My time? Your time? What's up? I don't get it. All right. There you go. Let's not a deal. You'll have to get back. I think they want you to ship records. Oh, I see. Post it, the vinyls, records, some please. Okay. Yeah, I don't... Records, vinyl. Yeah, I get that. Records, vinyl records. I get it. But I don't understand what any of that means. There's a code there somewhere. You want me to send you records? You want me to play some records? Is there something... What do you want from me? All right, dog. You want to go outside? All right, come on. Okay, let's try this again. Once again, Baber, if that is indeed your name, Baber, you need to speak in whole and complete sentences. I realize that you're texting. Okay, I get it. There's an address. I get it. There's an address. It's a restaurant. Yep. I know where you're at. I know what's going on. It's a restaurant. You're in the UK. What do you want from me? Vinyl records. In what form do you want vinyl? Do you want me to send them to you? Is that your address? Do you want me to ship you a bunch of records? I don't understand. This is not a record store. Okay? This is not an auction site. All right? If you read my description, this is my bullshit show. This is where I sit and I talk shit for 3 hours in the morning. Has nothing to do with selling records at all whatsoever, in the slightest. Right? Great. I'm fantastic. I know exactly where you are. I don't know who you are, but I know where you are. That does nothing for me. Don't be expecting me to send you records, because I don't do that. If I have a drawing and you happen to win a drawing and there are records in the gift package, then I will send you records. But other than that, I don't know where you're coming from, or where you get the impression that I'm here to send people records. I'm here to listen to records, talk about records, screw around, drink coffee, smoke weed. That's it. I am not a record salesman. In the evenings, 5 o'clock p.m. Pacific Standard Time, I do what I consider to be a radio show where I play old-time music. But once again, this is not an auction site. I do not mail records to people. I do not sell records. And if that's where you're going, I'm sorry you got that impression, but this is not what's going on here. I'd still like to know your name, and talk about stuff. And then at some point, if we form some kind of relationship or friendship, right? Well, then I might send you a record, just out of being a nice guy, being a friend. But you can't just say vinyl records now. I don't know what any of that means. Vinyl records, vinyl. Some, please. Really, complete sentences would really help this conversation. Ooh, look. Richard's Fruit, Veg, and Fish. It's like a farmer's market, yeah? Ya-da-dee, ya-da-bee-da-ba-bum-ba-da-dee-da-da-dee. Let's see. Imagery. Layers. Satellite. Hey, there we go. Well, it's a beautiful looking place. Yeah. I can see it. I don't understand what it means in the scheme of things. I could really go for a fish and chips, though. Really. Totally. Is it good fish and chips there? Man, now I'm hungry. Yep, there you are. So, back once again, I don't know what any of this means. Oh, I don't know. St. Blasey turntable. Well, it looks like there used to be a train turntable here, but there's a bunch of cars parked there now. So it's a non-functioning turntable now? Because the tracks look like shit. And the tracks are paved over on the main streets. So yeah, I guess that turntable is non-functioning anymore. Wow, what a bummer. What a frickin' bummer. So your trains don't work anymore over there? Or just the turntable doesn't work? It's a historical landmark. Yeah, it doesn't look like it's working. Wow. Oh, I'm starting to see what these numbers are meaning over here. Back over to Val's. And then... and there's a number, PAR PL24 2PA. Right. Well, that's not the same numbers as I was getting before. Yeah. Do I want to zoom in? Go to... Yeah, how do I do that? Can I zoom in and be a... No, come on, I want to go to street level. How do I go to street level, man? Hook a brother up. I don't know how to use this shit. Street level. Oh, street level. No, those are photos. I don't want to look at photos. Hey, there we are. There's a street view. Ah. Yeah. Right. So what's the significance of Val's place here? Huh? Huh? Anybody? Anybody? What's the deal here? Oh, fish and chips. So this is just a photo then, right? Oh, no, this is actually a street view. Am I going to find you in this picture here somewhere? Huh? 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 And move on down the street, move on down the street. Move on down the street, move on down the street. It's a nice neighborhood. Pretty cool. Vroom, vroom, vroom. Well, I don't see you standing out here anywhere, man. I'm wondering if I'm in the right spot, man. Because I don't see no Eastern Avenue. Right? I know, yeah. This car is backing up, yeah. Alright, what's going on here, man? I'm gonna zoom in, that's what I'm gonna do. Is this a little store? Some kind of little market or something? Cookie. Buddy. Buddy. Oh, look. There's the little Google car. Interesting. Very interesting. Well, while that was neat, I still am completely clueless as to what it means. So Fish and Chips, do they also do vinyl records there? Is that what we're talking about? Is that what's going on here, man? Do they do like vintage stuff too? You know, because sometimes that happens. Sometimes you get people who are like multitasking their store. You know, and I just don't know. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what any of that I get the code now. The code is the actual location, right? So if this was just a way for you to get free advertising, right on. You should have just said that to begin with. Because I'm totally in for that, man. It's like, you know, we're going to help each other out, you know. Then I wish I could stop by and have some fish and chips, man. They're going to be open at 4. Dude, oh, man. Totally. You guys are like low on vinyl? Is it like fish and chips and vinyl? Talk to me. Talk to me, buddy. What does it mean? All right. Records, vinyl. Please, some now. I don't understand what that means. Give me a full sentence. Let me know what you're talking about. So you're in England, in the UK. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. How are things over there? How's the weather? How's the fish and chips? Recreational marijuana. What's that like over there? Is that a thing? Are there pot shops over there? Is it illegal? What's the deal? Talk to me. Talk about it. Because I did it when I was a kid, you know, smoking, you know, dummy. And then, you know, kind of got away from it for a while. And then had an injury, a couple of injuries, and got back to smoking medical marijuana. And then, of course, it went recreational, so it was like just easier to just get it that way, right? But I still use it for mostly medicinal purposes, you know. But I don't know what it's like in the rest of the world, you know. Like it's I know it's illegal in Brunei. I never got to find out about it from Krim, what it's like in I think he says Ireland. He's in Ireland. So yeah, what's the deal? What's it like all over the world? You know, it's got to be different. It's got to be different. I wish I could hear, right, people. I think at some point during another season, we're going to start in earnest doing phone conversations so that I can actually hear people and we can talk, you know, and, you know, have people call in who I can trust to not abuse, you know, the whole being live thing, because that it is a privilege to be able to go live, and there's a lot of trust involved that I'm not gonna go out there and warp a bunch of minds or, you know, be completely twisted. So who's this? Oh, it's Joey. Joey sent me a message. Okay, restaurant, apartment. Yeah, I don't know. Thanks for the message there, Joey. But you know, once again, if that's the case, if you guys are in an apartment there and you want me to send you records, I don't know where you got that impression. I totally dig it. You know what? Hello, Amazon, eBay. You can find record shops on Facebook and call them directly. There's this guy, Chris Thomas in Colorado, who's got a great record store. He's constantly selling records for like 50 cents a piece. I'm sure you call him and talk to him, he'll set up something where you could you know, get some records shipped out to you. Come on. Come on. There we go. And let me try to get back to my live feed here. And I am live. There we go. Yeah, that's right. So, yeah. You know, if that's the case, if you're looking... Thank you, Joey, for that insight into whatever the heck he's talking about. Yeah, I totally get now that the numbers have to do with the address system over there, where our address, street address and mailing address system is completely bonkers compared to that. So I get that connection, but I still don't understand where you would get the idea that you could just say, talk about it, send me records now. I don't get it. Complete sentences would really help this situation out. Once again, I'm a little bit older and I don't do anagrams and abbreviations and snappy little, you know, line of emoji type things. I don't get it. You know, I do have a lot of records. I've got thousands of records here at my house. 45, 78s, 33 1/3s, LPs, EPs. I've got tons of shit here. None of it's for sale. At some point, I'm more than happy to give stuff away, but I don't understand what any of that means. So until you explain yourself, we're going to leave it at that. And then shipping outside the United States can be cumbersome, right? I don't know if I'm going to ship something and then you're going to get it on your end and have to pay more to receive it, right? So you'll have to, if that's the case, you know, yeah. I mean, I honestly, if you want me to send you a bunch of records for free, I could do that. You'd have to pay for shipping, but I could do that. I could, you know, I could talk with you on a number of occasions like I've done with Joey, so I know who Joey is and what Joey's all about and what he likes and dislikes, right? And I could talk with you and we could work on, well, what is your genre of music? What do you like? What do you don't like? You know, and then I could start to think about putting together a little package of records for you. But you know, at the same time, I ain't paying shipping on any of this shit. And I have to understand where you're coming from, what's going on, and you know, little 2-word messages don't cut it. It don't cut it. Am I talking to a kid, you know, who stole his parents' phone and is just screwing with me? Ah, you're right. Maybe Joey, maybe you're right. Maybe they thought that because I'm sending you a package that everybody's entitled to a package, right? Which would be par for the course, right? That, you know, there's some form of entitlement going on here, and they think that all they have to do is say, send me records, and I'm going to send records. That's not the case. Joey started watching my shows in the morning here, and then just happened to go on vacation and be nearby and stopped by, and we hung out for a little while. And so I put a little, as soon as he left, I started putting together a little box of goodies, and I just now got the last component. So I will be sending a box to Joey, but because I want to, right? Not because Joey said, send me records now, right? And that's kind of funny. But you got to let me know where you're coming from, what's going on. I'm coming from the UK. That's where I'm coming. No, that's you don't understand, man. Who are you? What's it all about? Why are we talking about me sending you vinyl records? How did we get to that? Is that the case? You just misunderstood what was going on here? If you hang around for the 500 subscriber drawing, which will happen when I get to 500 subscribers, if I do, and I'm not counting on it. But if I get there, I'm going to do another drawing, and I'll send out a bunch of more crap to people. If you happen to be a winner in that drawing, then you might get stuff. If we happen to forge some kind of relationship here in the future, and I decide, wow, I like this guy, I'm going to send him some crap, well, then you'll probably get some crap in the mail. But other than that, I mean, this is not one of those shows. I'm going to give stuff away every day because I want subscribe. It's, you know what, I don't. Subscribers is not a big thing to me. Making friends here and having real conversations about stuff is what it's all about. You know. Yeah, subscribers are neat, but I look at most of the subscribers as friends, acquaintances, new friends. So I consider you one of those. So hang around, interact more, and then, yeah, maybe we'll forge some kind of relationship, and I will send you something. But, you know, vinyl records, some now, I don't play that. I don't play that. This is not that. It's not a store. It's not a giveaway. It's not one of those things. I appreciate the enthusiasm, but it is slightly misdirected. All right? Slightly. But it's fun, nonetheless. I thank you for taking me to Val's Fish and Chips. It did make me hungry. I hope they are good fish and chips. Even though maybe you don't like them, you just live there and you got no choice but to smell that every day. I don't know. Maybe you hate it. I don't know. But now I want fish and chips. If you come to California, there's a Carlsbad, California. I'm sure you have a Carlsbad there in England. But there's a Carlsbad, California, right on the beach, and there is a harbor fish and chips place, which is not the harbor, but it's a harbor fish and chips, and they do a great original recipe, beer batter, deep fried fish and chips and coleslaw, and it's just, well, French fries. We call them French fries here, and it's just great. I mean, it's one of the places that we used to frequent on a monthly basis down there when we were living down in Oceanside, Escondido, Carlsbad area. Now I really want fish and chips, and now I know how to get them. I've got to tell my wife, so you've been itching to go down and see your family down there, huh? Well, let's take a cruise. Oh yeah, by the way, while we're down there, let's go have fish and chips. And it's great because you're like right there on the beach. You're up on the cliff looking down, but you're right there. You see the ocean. You know, it's awesome. It's awesome. You know, I know the UK is an island, right? So pretty much everywhere you look the higher up you get, the further out you can see, and you can see the ocean from, I guess, a lot of places there on that island. But out here, it ain't so. It ain't so. So it's fun to be able to go to the beach once in a while, hang out at the ocean, that poor dying ocean. Like everyone else, just take advantage of it while you can, man. Just live it up, because it's going to be gone. It's really going to be gone soon, man. Yep. It's unfortunate. Take me now. Right? Take me away. Take me up in that spaceship. Take me back to where I belong, man. I've been here long enough. You dropped me off down here. And I've got plenty to report. Now I know why I'm supposed to remember all of this crap. It's because I'm just a database, man. I'm just an information collector. And at some point they're gonna want me to come back and report in and be debriefed, right? And I'll have plenty, and then they'll trigger that thing inside of me, so I remember who I am and why I'm here and all that. Let's go. Oh, that's right. I came down here to do all this stuff, right? And to observe and report. And I'm ready, man. It's like, okay, I've seen enough. I've seen enough to know this world is fucked. Take me up, let me report in, and let me go back to work doing whatever I was doing up there before they dumped me off down here. Right?
This guy's crazy. He's frickin' crazy, Marge. Leave him alone, Harry. He might have something there.
Yeah, I got something. Well, yeah, but totally. Eeyore, my beard's looking a little ragged, but I don't care. I'm sick. What am I gonna do? Give a shit? Let me give it a little scratch here. Well, maybe that's it. I scratched my nuts, and that got my episode 45 switched to adults only. I gotta have to go back and look at episode 45 and see what the hell was like 2 weeks ago, right? On a Friday. What the hell I did during that episode that made this. I was probably ranting and raving and, you know, was getting down on somebody or something, or talking shit on somebody or something, right? Which is what I do on occasion. I get a little pissed off and I start talking shit.
Did he really say that?
Yeah, I probably get a lot of that. I'm probably an algorithm coming along and say, oh man, did he say that? Oh, he ain't allowed to put those two words together. That could mean anything. He could piss off a certain sector of humanity by stringing these two words together, right? Totally. Or those two words together are, you know, not for children's ears. You know?
Don't say pussy fart.
Yep. Oh, now it's an X-rated. Now my show's X-rated. Yeah. Too many pussy farts and I'll get kicked off of YouTube.
It's derogatory. It's demeaning towards people with a vagina.
Oh, right. Oh, gee, now I am gonna get booted, right? I've taken it too far now. I've taken it too far. Even the manginas are getting upset now. Totally. What are you gonna do, huh? What are you gonna do? I gotta be me. I thought this was the forum for me being me, so I'll just continue to be me, baby. And if I get an R rating and have to switch this to adults only from here on out, well, then that's the way it's gonna be, right? I'll just have to restrict it to those over 18 because, you know, people under 18 can't handle talking about pussy farts and manginas stuff, so so there's that. Bother. Totally. I mean, I don't see smoking pot any worse than drinking a beer or smoking a cigarette. So I don't think that is a reason to get me an R rating.
Why does he keep saying R rating?
Because it's restricted. A restricted rating. I should say RA. Restricted to adults only, right? But I get an R rating. And, you know, there you go. Of course, this is not made for kids. I make sure that it says not for kids. Yes, it's for kids. No, it's not for kids. No, it's not for kids is what I hit. But, you know, kids are up to 15. People 15 and older should be able to deal with this. You know, if somebody at 15 is watching and they're going to say, wow, man, I wish I was there smoking with you, I'd say, no, you don't. You need to be out in the world living your life, not fucking sitting in a room with some old guy smoking weed. Nah, that's what I did. And you know what it got me? It got me alone in my own room sitting with my old self smoking weed. So no, get out into the world and fucking do something. You know, it got me, smoking weed at 15 got me frozen in time is what it did. You know, so they're right. When you smoke at an early age, you never really age mentally past that. You know, that they're right. You know, I've been a kid my whole fucking life. Haven't been able to deal with shit on a major adult level most of my life. Started smoking weed early. Have dealt with chronic depression my entire life. You know, and isolationism. You know, just trying to hide myself away from the world so that I could deal with all of these things, you know. So, you don't need to do drugs at an early age. If you're going to do that shit, wait until your brain is fucking developed, you know? So do I want this kind of shit to be restricted to adults only? No, I want people at the age of 15 to hear this shit, you know? So when I get a comment that says, I wish I was there, I could tell them, no, you don't. No, hell no. I was that guy, and I know guys that are still there like me. So no, you don't. What you wish is, you know, and I'll tell you what you wish for. You know, a good solid connection to your family and your friends, and you want to go to fucking school. That's what you want to do. And if not college or university or something, go to a goddamn trade school and learn something. You know, and then don't just go out and be a slave, but go out and be a productive member of your community, not your society. Check off that society bullshit. Be a productive member of your community, those around you. Family, friends, neighbors, coworkers, you know. Build something there, you know. Don't waste your fucking existence thinking about your next buzz and your next good time. I can't wait till Friday night, man. I can't. Your Friday night, every day should feel like Friday night, Saturday night, every day, no matter what you're doing, because you should be enjoying it, right, for what it is, life, you know. So, you know, shake off that bullshit, that society shit, you know. Every day that I do this show, think about this show, have time to spend with my family and friends, and go to shows and do things, you know, every day I try to make it a very, very happy day, you know, and try to live that day for that day, you know. So that's why I love doing this 5 days a week. I love doing the nighttime show 5 nights a week, because it gives me a chance to live outside of myself almost every day, you know. And then that helps me to then get out into the world and live. Otherwise, I would just be stuck at home, crawling into bed every day, pulling the blankets over my world and saying, fuck this, go away. You know, and succumbing to that depression and that solitude that I never really wanted in the first place. But you get to the point to where you just figure that's what you get. That's what you got. That's what you get. It's all you're ever going to have. You know, and you just give into it. And I'm done with that. And YouTube helps me get past that. You know, it helps me be that different person. Not a different person. Different than I would normally be, right? Sitting around moping. But you know, the difference is that I get to actually get on here and be me. You know, if I were doing some kind of show that Baber would want me to do, talking about stuff and putting on airs and assuming some kind of place of authority here, knowing I'm the all-knowing one. Let's talk about movies. I know all about movies. Yada yada yada. I don't know shit. You know, I love movies. I know a lot about a bunch of different movies and a little about just about everything. I'm not an all-knowing one. You know, I'm not going to assume that position here. You know, that wouldn't be me. You know, and I've thought about doing shows like that, and I will on occasion do a video like that where I will sit and I will talk about something that I researched or something that I just know about. You know, so you can find videos like that, and if you leave comments and likes and stuff, then I'll know, hey, there's a lot of views and a lot of likes and some comments on this particular video that I created, so maybe I should make another one of those. Like when I see one of my Grateful Dead concert videos a concert that I went to and found the audio and created a video for it, when I see that gets 1,000 views, makes me want to create another one. So I did, and then another, and then another. So it all hinges on what kind of response I get. If I don't get any response, it can just lay there, you know, until somebody says, hey, make another one of those, you know, do that. Then I'm more likely to do that, you know. You say, hey, I like that video, make another one of those. Now we're talking. And then just for you, you know, I'll put together a weekend and create another one of those videos just for you. You know, I like when you did talk about that stuff more. Man, fucking A, then I'll do that. But mainly it's a lot of stuff of me just trying shit out. You know, hey, does this work? Hey, does this work? Hey, does this work? You know, and if it don't work, well, I'm not gonna repeat it. You know. It's cold. It's cold coffee. It's almost gone, but it's cold. I'm gonna have to heat up that last couple of swallers there so I can enjoy it. Yeah, well, 7:30 here on a Friday. It is the 12th of July, 2024, and I've been having a very unusual cryptid conversation with a person from Eastern Avenue in South Wales in the UK. Understanding was very difficult at first, but we got to the understanding that most of what was sent was address coordination stuff for Google, and I think they were requesting that I send them records, vinyl records. All right, that's cool. You know, if you're a collector, let's talk about stuff. If you just want me to send stuff that you can sell in your store, you got the wrong guy. But I don't know a lot about everything. I know a little bit about everything. You know, that's what makes me such a good handyman, is I know a little bit about just about everything in construction, right? I've dabbled a lot. I've done a lot of my own building and have worked with a lot of contractors and handymen. And I've done a lot of odd jobs. So I know a little bit about a lot of different things. Well, same thing goes with music and movies and stuff. I know a lot, but what I know is a little bit about everything. You know, sometimes I know a little bit more, sometimes I don't know shit. So, yeah, that my whole purpose of this is to get together with people who enjoy talking about stuff and have you fill my head as much as I can fill yours. I mean, have some kind of back and forth, you know, conversation. It's kind of hard to do in the texting, I'll admit that. And of course, YouTube eventually will move past that. And until they do, I will probably next season, once I come back from my hiatus, I will probably figure out a way to get people a way to call me. You know, I'm not going to post my phone number to people, but people like Joey will have my phone number and will be able to call in on occasion and talk. Friends and relatives and stuff will be able to do the same. And then as I build up relationships with people, they'll have that number. And it'll just be a landline number with no significance to it. And it'll have a hard phone with a cable and, you know, a microphone stuck to it. And we'll do it old school style. And I'll be able to get people on. And at some point, I will integrate using the FaceTime thing, Facebook chat, right? Messenger, where we can do a video one-on-one, and I can pop somebody into the next screen and be there with them. And that will be neat, right? That'll be really cool. But that's going to take a little bit of it's going to take a little bit of work to get that so that it's it flies through the algorithms, right? I don't want to get in trouble because somebody started, you know, somebody was a little drunk when they were on and happened to start a ramble about something and you know, so yeah, there's that. You know, and one thing I don't like to use are last names. You know, I decided that early on in my first season, that talking about people, I think I mentioned the last name once or twice in the first season, first few episodes, and then I decided, you know, I'm just going to use first names. First names are screen names, right? But first names. Basically for anonymity. You know, and if you want people to know that you're the Dave I'm talking about, well, then you're gonna say, hey, he's talking about me, man. Woo, yeah, Dave. Then, you know, then there you go. Otherwise, Otherwise, I'm just, and so I want other people to know that if they're going to be on the show talking, they can't say, yeah, man, David Franciscus, man, you remember him? Oh, wow, man, shit. Can you bleep that out, man? No, I can't do fucking no bleeping, man. You just screwed up. So, yeah, you're going to tell stories about people, we're going to use first names only, or nicknames, or screen names, or shit like that. So it can remain impersonal if that particular person requires it, Oh, man, don't talk about me like that, man. Oh, it's my dog. I got to let my dog in. All right, I'll be right back. Warm up my coffee here. Bessie, come on in and lay down.
Come on in and lay down, big dog. Come on now. Come on, baby. Come on now, baby. Get on in here now, baby. Come on now, baby.
That's funny. Baber is one of those slang words that I use all the time. There's that movie, The Chase, with Marlon Brando, and Marlon Brando uses that funny accent. Come on now. Come on now, bubber. Come on now, bubber. What are you doing, bubber? He used that funny accent, Marlon Brando. Man, what a weird movie. So sometimes I call my wife Baber. Come on, Baber. Or my daughter. Come on now, Baber. Because I don't want to call him Bubba. Bubber. Come on, Bubber. Bubber. Marlon Brando, The Chase, 1960-something. Just a freaking hilarious. It's a drama, heavy drama. Escape criminal, that kind of stuff. But it's hilarious. I like a lot of those old movies when you get them doing these off characters that you're not used to seeing them do. And then Marlon Brando, he just got into it. He started just doing oddball characters, just weird stuff. The older he got, the weirder he got, man. The weirder the parts. Gets an Academy Award and then sends a Native American girl who wasn't really Native American, I don't think, and sent her to deny and denounce the Academy Awards because the Native American plight and American Indian movement at the time and how Hollywood just totally portrays Native Americans and Aboriginal peoples as savages and morons and stuff, and then quite often we'll get white people to play, these roles. Charlton Heston as a savage Indian. Nobody's gonna buy that. Yeah, good old Marlon Brando, boy. I remember one of the first movies that I remember actually seeing Marlon Brando in, and knowing that it was Marlon Brando, and knowing that he was the same guy who had done A Streetcar Named Desire, that I had never seen, right? But knowing that this is Marlon Brando, right, was Apocalypse Now. We saw it in the theater at Grauman's Chinese Theater in Hollywood. And my father wanted to see the movie, and he had us kids with him, and there wasn't anything else playing that he could put us in, so he took us with him to see Apocalypse Now. And I'm like 9 or 10 years old, right? I mean, I'm not an old kid by any long shot, and it's not a movie for kids. My sister is actually with us watching this movie too. So it's my younger sister, my older brother, and we're watching Marlon Brando at the end of Apocalypse Now. And what a weird, the snail across the back of the razor. I mean, he's just a weird fucking shit. And then just a bizarre movie, and the whole Vietnam thing, and the horrible, realism of death, and all of the death and dying and bodies and stuff in that movie. And as a kid, my first stories were Vietnam stories that my father told us, stories of what he did and what others did and things that went on in Vietnam, So, yeah. I have some form of PTSD inherited from my father because I had to live a lot of the stuff that he relived, and he would tell us these stories and relive it because when I started hearing these stories, he was still only like 5 years out of Vietnam, and I'm starting to remember my earliest memories are hearing these stories, From then on, all in through my teens and 20s, hearing these stories of Vietnam. And it got to the point to where he didn't want to talk about it anymore. He was all talked out, and he started to have nightmares himself, But it used to give me nightmares, right? The stories that he told, and it used to make me uncomfortable around authority and all kinds of issues later in life. So I know that I inherited some form of PTSD, like many soldiers' children and family members take on some form of PTSD because of their close proximity to that person, right? And that's just the way it is. So understanding that now, leads me to a greater understanding of why I am the way I am and why I feel the way I feel and have, why my brain has been trained a certain way, So you start to figure, and it's a bummer that, it's so late in life that I've been able to put these pieces together, not since my father passed away have I been able to, it's only been since my father passed away that I've been able to start to kind of put the pieces together, and figure things out. So, yeah.
What's going on there? What's up?
Uh-oh. Big dog's flopping around again. Yeah. So, yeah. We're going into the weekend here. This is a Friday, and I think we've got a little bit of work, but mostly it's just trying to recuperate and get better, which means eating really good, basically, first off. So we've been, we made a big pot, well, my wife did, with my recipe that we've perfected over the decades, but it's a big pot of that 15-bean soup. We minus the seasoning packet, and we add in giant chunks of meat cut into little bitty pieces. So there's bean-sized pieces of meat throughout the whole thing, right, with tomatoes and onions and the works, right? So we make this big pot of beans that's supposed to last like days, and it never does. It gets eaten up really quick. So in the last couple of days, we've pretty much scarfed down this whole big giant thing of food. But it's great because it's got a lot of vitamins and protein and fiber, and it's just really, really good for you. So a big bowl of that and some cornbread or a tortilla or something, and you're set. So like that, we try to create homemade foods, whole foods, not processed crap. So that is important to get over being sick, to build up your immunities, along with taking a few supplements and vitamins and things. And I'm drinking Ensure to ensure that I keep my weight from falling too low, and to stay healthy, because my appetite is nil, which means I don't eat a lot, and when I do eat, I don't eat a lot. So I eat about a third or less what I used to eat. So I'll eat once or twice a day, unless it's a good day and I feel like just scarfing something. It has to be something bad for me before I'll even want to look at it. These big pot of beans has been great because it's got such great pieces of meat that just like melt in your mouth, just like the beans, right? Just great food. And with some biscuits or cornbread or something, that's comfort food right there. So that's easy stuff to eat. Even when it's like, there's nothing to eat, I'll have some more beans. You know, because they're that good. So what are we going to do tonight? I don't know. You know, I'm always open for cheeseburgers because I'm trying to pack on the weight. I'm trying to trying to get a lot of protein in me. You know, so I don't like to eat a lot of meat, but lately I've been trying to, you know, up my intake of all kinds of food. So the girls will be like, did you eat today? What have you eaten? You know, here, eat this. And I'm so grateful for that, because otherwise I would go 24 hours without eating and then go, oh shit, I feel horrible. What did I do? Why didn't I eat? You know? And then it's a long hill back up to where I can eat regular again. You know, I was like, all I can eat is a piece of toast and a half a scrambled egg. And then 4 hours later, I'll try to get something else a little bit bigger in me, you know? And, oh, I hate that. Like when you have to not eat anything for a day so that you can go in for some, like, tests, some, you know, get an MRI or something, you know, you can't eat anything, and then you got to drink this garbage, and ugh. And then you have to come home and try to get back into eating again. I hate that. I hate that. That's the worst thing. All right, I'm going in. Yep. I'm telling you. Yeah, I'm telling you. What are you going to do? Nothing, that's what. Nothing. That's okay. I'm here to do nothing. This is my nothing time. This is my nothing and everything time. What a weird morning in the comments. What a weird morning. Totally. Yeah. So I don't know what I'm going to do this weekend or today. I know that today I need to finish off 2 or 3 videos, get them uploaded, put together a program guide, and get that uploaded. And get that done by no later than tomorrow morning, right? So that means trying to get all the videos done today and try to get that program guide made and uploaded. Bada bing. And that's important so that people who just stop by the channel get that first video of the programming guide and know what's going on. It's like, oh, okay. He's got a TV. Oh, okay, there's shows. Look, he's got this morning thing. He's got this night thing. He's got a bunch of weird stuff in between. That's what I want. People to stop by and know what's going on. Yeah, I don't want to be here. Or, you know, whatever. Oh, pardon me. Pardonnez-moi. But this weekend, I think we've got something to do Saturday and maybe something to do Sunday. It comes and goes. It's that time of the year. It's too hot for anybody to want to come out here, you know. And then I think the houses, they need some oomph. They need some life, you know. They need something to make people want to stay in them, you know. And I'm only one man. If there were 3 of me, I'd get so much more done. Especially if we were all 3 in the same condition. I would need 3 of me just to get the stuff of one person done. But yeah, that would be neat. To put together a 1980s house for rent. That would be fun. But for right now, I'm just going to focus on our 2025 reunion and try to get that done. And if I've got nothing else going on over the weekend, then I will probably put together a video of that and gather all the information needed and try to compile everything so that I can, at the very least, get the others involved and up to speed, right? Because a lot of people are getting interested in it. So now we just have to, I have to write it all up, you know. I need to describe everything I need to describe its purpose, where and why and when and how and everything, and get everything in there, and then figure out a nice way to deliver it in a video and on a Facebook events deal, right? I've created the event, now I just need to keep enhancing the event so that people will really understand what's going on. And I really need to get those key people involved, and I've been lagging, and I know that they're not here in the mornings, or somebody would have said, hey, yeah, I'm ready. So I am going to have to go after them individually in messages and say, okay, look, here's what I've got going on. Go here and look at this. Go here, check this out. And then here is a bunch of information. Do I send it to you in email, in a file? You know, this is everything. You know, here's the contact list. You know, here's the event schedule, the planning, the everything. So, yeah. So I really need to put that together this weekend. You know, I've got, you know, a half dozen Post-its here to the right of me and notebooks over here to the left of me, you know, and I'm only being held up by this stupid grogginess from the illness, right? And hoping that my other health woes don't keep me from recovering, you know, too quickly or too slowly. I want to keep me from recovering too quickly. I need to move forward, you know. And it's hard to do that when you're just sluggish. Yeah. Sluggish. Totally sluggish, man. Yeah, like for sure. Oh my god, like no way. Yeah, so I've got some things to wrap up. And I've really got some things I need to get into. My plan was to go to Elsinore first and then create my stuff. I think I'm just going to have to do research from home and then create my stuff. Try to get it worked out the best I can. And then present it. And then fine-tune it before next year. Right? But the main thing we need to do is come up with a budget and then come up with a way of raising that kind of money through ticket sales and merchandise sales, right? And that's it. Because I think if we do t-shirts, we should be able to come up with a half dozen designs at least, and come up with a way of getting them to people as, you know, okay, look, here's a t-shirt, right? And you can buy the t-shirt for a donation of $50. Or you can donate up, you know, from here up as much as you want, and you're going to get a t-shirt, and then we'll figure out how to, at the end, to come up with some kind of yearbook, right? I think that would be a cool thing to have as a, not a parting gift, but after the fact, everybody who was there, who attended, who signed up on the mailing list is going to get one of these yearbooks, right? And then that yearbook you can bring with you next year and have people sign it and be ready to receive a yearbook the next year, right? So if we make it an annual thing, then you'll get an annual yearbook, right? That would be cool. But yeah, I mean, I've just got, there's so much planning to be done, and I'm only one man, and I'm, you know, broken to boot, so it makes it very, very tough to get shit done. You know, I'm great at planning, and I'm great at executing, but there's a certain point where I just cannot deal with shit on my own, you know. So hopefully I can get some more people involved. And I'm really going to have to just get my planning done and get in contact with these people. This is going to be the month to do that. This month, and then you know, I need people that I can say, okay, look, if you want to talk to somebody about fundraising, talk to this person. If you want to talk to somebody about invitations and guest lists, you need to talk to this person, all right? And I need to have those names, right? If you want to talk about materials needed and donating stuff, actual items, you need to talk to these guys. And then if you need to talk about just donating money, you need to talk to this person, you know. So there's a whole, you know, there's just a huge need for others to be involved. You know, logistically, I can handle planning a lot of what needs to be done and carrying a lot of it out, making it happen, you know. But I am going to need so much help. I am only one person. My wife and daughter will not be involved in most of what's happening that weekend. They will be coming and staying during the day or on the weekend, show up for a night. But we have obligations and animals and stuff, so I'm going to be extracting myself from a bunch of obligations to go do this. And then it's you know, it's a no dogs allowed thing, so I'm not going to be bringing my animals specifically for that reason, you know. If it comes down to it and I have to have my dogs on site, then it's not going to be a thing where I'm letting them run around and involve themselves. They're going to be kept away and kept out of everybody's hair, and they're not going to be a bother. And there may be an area where people can come over and see them, but they're not going to be there for the party, right? I like to keep my animals safe and sequestered from humans and other animals for their own safety. You know, they're my little babies. I'm going to take care of them like that. So, it's, you know, it's going to be a tough thing to pull off, but I'm hoping that it's going to be, you know, hopefully I'm going to be able to get a lot of people involved in this and not have to carry a lot of this load. I mean, from all over the country, people can be involved because it's mainly going to take place on Facebook, all of this planning and contacting people one-on-one and that kind of stuff, and sending invitations out, getting responses, having people pay for their tickets ahead of time, selling t-shirts, raising money, the whole thing, you know. And a guest list and coming up with a number. How many people? I need a hard number. Or a really close soft number, right? So, yeah. I'm excited. I'm way excited about the whole thought of, you know, just making this work, you know. Yeah. Yeah. Totally. Yeah. So this is the time that I've got to do. I've got to focus and get a bunch of shit done and get this. I wish I could have left town. You know, this stupid illness. What are you gonna do, huh?
What are you gonna do?
So I'll just have to, you know, free ball it here from home. and then try to get out by the end of the month and get down there and talk to some people one-on-one. You know. So there's that. Yes, sir, Baba Rooney. Wow. So I'm hoping that all of the people who said that they wanted to be involved are still ready to be involved. You know, because I'm gonna have to get that key person, the contact person, to start saying, yeah, I've talked to this person and they're ready to go, and start getting me hard numbers, right? And start getting me hard numbers, you know. And I need to have that person needs to be able to contact just about anyone, right? Has got no hang-ups with anybody, is well liked by everyone. So there's that. So I need to go look at people's friends lists and say, okay, this person knows everybody. They're not going to have any trouble contacting, you know, all of these key individuals. So that's going to be a key factor, is getting that right person to get my invitation list, you know, correct, and to get us a hard count. And I've got to get some T-shirts and a way to raise the money. Fundraising is going to be key. Between now and then, fundraising is going to be so important. And while I want to be in charge of raising the money, I don't want to be in charge of the money itself, so to speak. I need to figure out how to put it into a place where it can go into, but it can only come out of by one or two individuals, you know. Sure, that can be me, but I need to know, you know, that the whole other end is taken care of. And then when I push a button at some point, all of that money comes down, and then I can say, okay, you're paid, let's do this, and then, okay, let's buy all the food, you know, because that's pretty much how it's going to be, just a party, just a big party, you know, big festival. So, yeah, I'm willing to put a lot of myself and my own resources into this, but I need equal reciprocation. All right, people, I'm feeling like I need to eat something and get the show on the road, get off the dime, and so I am going to play some closing credits for you, and I'm going to get the heck out of here. Be sure to tune in this evening at 8 o'clock to watch the 1977 movie premiere, Good Against Evil. That should be interesting. So check it out. All right, thanks a lot for coming by.
Their Babers News.
And Joel and Jacob and everyone else who has stopped by to hang out, thanks for being here. I will see you this evening. And if I don't see you, you'll hear me. And if you don't hear me, that's because I decided not to be here today. So you will definitely see me Monday. I'm sure that Monday I should have my act together a lot better. I feel like I'm on the mend. I'm just groggy, you know. I'm just groggy, and this rattle's going to be around a while. All right, Joey, take it easy. Thanks a lot. Peace out. I will see you on the flip-flop. And, you know, everybody be kind. Spread peace and love. We don't need any hate. You know, make love, not babies. We got enough of those too. All right, people, take care. Do what you gotta do, and you gotta do what you gotta do. All right. So I will see you on the flippity flip flop, and yeah, be good, people. I love you all. Take care. And most especially out there, stay weird. All right, people. Love you. Bye-bye.